come to you live from Pittsburgh, PA, in Radio Row at the 2026 NFL Draft. Welcome into our coverage here on Duquesne Student Television. We're absolutely overjoyed to be here, bringing you the coverage all night here from round one. Jack Morgan, Nick Fernbaugh, Will McDonald, Harley Vervet over there, Morgan Carr's over there. She will be on as well. And we will have Dominic Kranich down doing some sideline reporting for us at the NFL Draft Theater. We are inside of Acrisure Stadium right now on Radio Row, and we're approaching the NFL Draft in about 20 to 30 minutes here at the top of the hour. We are happy that you joined us. So let's go down the line here, just opening thoughts from the NFL Draft. We've been here for a day and a half now, and I don't know, for me at least, it's been pretty incredible. I want to get your guys' impression so far here in Pittsburgh.
Want me to kick it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, well, I mean, first thoughts for me right off the jump, I have had just the best time. I mean, one of the biggest bright spots I've even seen through what is already a phenomenal event is they've done a great job organizing everything from start to finish, and just having the media tour. I mean, I was genuinely so surprised how good the city of Pittsburgh, from Corey O'Connor to Visit Pittsburgh to just about everyone, made the fan experience area over at the Point, where I ended up actually, fun fact, I ended up hurting myself in the process. Separated an AC joint trying to do a 40-yard dash. Your boy is not a track star. It's okay.
Just for the record,
let's have you on vertical jump next
I
time.
kind of blame.
There's a reason I did field events. All right.
I was field goal down in the Acrisure Stadium, but that didn't happen. So
I gotta be honest. I kind of blame myself for that. I was the one who kind of pushed Nick to do it. My bad.
The three of us.
Nice to see some hand up accountability.
No, the three of us, I took this responsibility for it. But overall, I mean, this event's been nothing short of electric so far, and we haven't even started the draft. And I mean, Will, I want to actually pass it off to you. You had a chance to sit down and talk with people, as we'll show a little later in the live stream. I mean, how was it going through and experiencing the draft and talking with fans?
You know, honestly, it's just been such a cool experience. I mean, obviously, just being around a great group of guys, just getting this opportunity to work at the NFL Draft. I mean, this has been a dream come true for me. I remember as a young kid staying up way past my bedtime to watch the NFL Draft. So this is just such a special experience for me. But to your point about just interviewing the fans, it's so interesting just to be able to talk with fans of different teams. Obviously, we all got different teams here. We got the Steelers, we got Seahawks, Eagles, Patriots. But you know, it's honestly just nice to get a fresh change of pace and just talk with fans from other teams, get their opinion on what it's like being here at the NFL Draft. So that's just been a great time.
That's awesome to hear. And then I'm going to kick it over next to Harley. I mean, Harley, I feel like you kind of experienced this as both a player, as a fan and a worker at the same time, both having news experience, but just, watching it, I would say, is like a casual fan just enjoying it. I mean, what's your experience been so far?
Yeah, this is really a first for me because, you know me, I'm not that big of a sports fanatic like you guys all are, but seeing this firsthand, coming into a media room with all my friends, seeing firsthand how things are managed, being a Steelers fan, having a draft in Acrisure, in Pittsburgh, and also being part of media itself, not just being behind the scenes, but actually being at this stadium where the events happen outside. It's surreal for me. Like, it has not been a dull moment today by any means. And I say that because, one, it's been really hot. Two, I had to wait till 4 p.m. to get my press pass.
I forgot about that, yeah.
But like I said, there's so much to do here that you can meander for a good 4 hours and still have a fun time.
Pick up something good while you were out?
Oh yeah, I spent money.
But we got one more person. We're gonna Harley and Morgan might go back to back here on the end. But Morgan, I want to get your experience on this as well. I mean, how has this been for you?
It's been such a great experience, just kind of seeing everyone. I think the biggest thing for me is, right, I know why I would come to the NFL Draft, but why do so many people actually go to the NFL Draft? If you're truly not a diehard fan, why would somebody come? And just kind of experiencing through everyone why they came, if they're local to the city, if they're not, how far they came. I met some people from Canada who came today.
Really?
And they were so excited to be here. So I think it's a matter of just seeing that people may be a fan of the players themselves throughout college, or they're just have a strong moment, for a team in the NFL. But overall, it's just a matter of people want to have a good time. And I was also one of those people saying Pittsburgh is not the place to have the NFL draft. Why come here? I love the city, but we cannot hold this many people, and we cannot host the NFL draft. But being here and experiencing it, lots of walking, but it is well done, and the city has done a great job. So I'm very excited to see how the next few hours go and the next few days go, because it's going to be such a great experience, both for the players but also for the fans. Because at the end of the day, yes, they're becoming NFL players, but they don't understand how much it means to them. And at the end of the day, you don't have a team or a franchise if you don't have fans.
That is such an awesome point. And honestly, I want to back up one thing you said, right? Because honestly, I felt the same way, even worse. I was like, there's no way this is going to be like an organized thing. I was super nervous like 2 weeks when we were setting up. Actually, Jack was shooting a draft package for Praxis. And one thing I remember sitting there thinking, I was like, this is going to be insane. Like, and I honestly underestimate, because honestly, one thing for me, it reminds me of a country concert I went to called Country Calling in Ocean City. It felt like that, because it's very wide spaced. It's letting you like walk around. Honestly, I would say like 3 blocks in every single direction. It involves Acrisure Stadium, which I heard from another source. There was a difference on how Green Bay handled it versus Pittsburgh. And I think Green Bay still did a fantastic job, but honestly, Pittsburgh really, I think, surprised everyone. Corey O'Connor, and again, Visit Pittsburgh, and everyone who put this together, the artists, everyone did such a phenomenal job. I honestly think taking the energy of Pittsburgh and channeling it into the small but very amazing radius of what they're offering throughout the week.
Yeah, and I think the city is a big part of that too, because I heard from a lot of people that local Pittsburghers will not be attending the NFL draft, except I met a lot of them today, and I think it just goes to show how much the city actually does. I mean, it's a sports town.
Oh, yeah.
Truly, like, they showed out. And a lot of people will, like, stay home, don't come, and the opposite is happening.
I think it's absolutely incredible just seeing, like you guys said, how much is blocked off. We're staring outside right now, and for majority of today, there was a lot of people walking around, and all ages, all fans. I'm pretty sure we saw every fan from every single team, and I mean, we got some interviews with them, which we will show you throughout this pre-show and into the draft. But hey, I mean, it's pretty incredible what you have been able to, we've been able to accomplish in terms of getting content. I'm sure you guys are going to see, but they had just announced the draft participants to the waiting people in the theater. They're doing the national anthem right now. Now, something new this year is that there is an 8-minute time limit. Usually, the time was 10 minutes for the beginning of the draft. They put that down to 8, so people that are worried about staying up late, you might be spared a little bit. So we're going to take a quick break here. We're quiet for the anthem. We're going to be quiet as well. We'll be right back after this here on DSTV. All right, and welcome back to our NFL Draft live stream here on Duquesne Student Television. Jack Morgan, Nick Fernball, Will McDonald, Harley Vervent, and over on our own island, Morgan Carr over there. And listen, we're not going to be heavily on Twitter. I'm not going to spoil the picks for you. We will announce them as they come. So I'm not going to be on Twitter just taking all these picks and then being like, hey, haha, they're going to pick this. No. However, there is there'll be some trade rumors and alerts that I will alert you guys to. The first one coming from Jeremy Fowler. The Eagles, Titans, and Browns are among the teams that have had pre-draft discussions with teams about possible move-ups into the late first round. He did add that this could be simple due diligence, but it is noteworthy regardless. So
Definitely
teams like Eagles, Titans, and Browns who are in a spot where, they have their holes in their roster, maybe looking to get into the late first round. The Eagles will end up picking, I believe, at 23rd.
Which isn't terrible for what it's worth.
They'll be pretty close in there. Maybe you've also have heard that maybe the Eagles do want to try and get into 15, 16. There has been, Eagles have motion. They want to move around here. They have draft capital to do so. And Howie Roseman, obviously very famous for his draft night trades and being able to kind of snake his way around with some trades and win them, getting some extra draft capital, and it ends up working out in the end.
Yeah.
So really, as an Eagles fan here, admittedly, this is very interesting to see, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about this. Also, on another note, Mike Vrabel has not stepped down. He had that press conference. He is staying around until Saturday, where he is going to therapy. So we didn't know whether it was announced that he would be having a press conference at 7:20, 7:30 p.m., what that would actually lead to. However, it has not led to much. In the end, obviously, things have not changed there. However, we expect a lot of trades to happen, and we do have 4 different teams here in terms of what we represent. So, we're going to start with the Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, who are picking 32nd overall. And Nick, I'm going to get, who are you looking at? Are you looking to make that pick?
Honestly,
or are you okay with trading it away?
From what I've heard, they are pretty confident they're going to want to try to trade down. And honestly, I don't blame them, because while every move they made ended up panning out in the long run because, they won a Super Bowl, but they are thin on draft capital. They only have 1 pick for day 3. They have a first, a second, a third, and a sixth. So I know John Schneider with the moves he's made, and he's been very savvy with the draft the past, I'd say, 3 years. He's going to want to get some extra capital, especially with the situation at running back. So I do expect Seattle to trade out, get maybe a day 2 and maybe 2 or 3 day 3 picks with that 32nd pick, or at least just get 2 day 3 picks as a whole. I know they're going to want to make the most out of that because, as of right now, there's not a lot of holes they're going to fill, and I seriously doubt Jeremiah Love obviously falls that far, and the next running back is not projected to make it out of the top 50. So I know Seattle is going to probably want to not sit on their hands, but try to see if they can get more for their buck. They took a lot of advantage having guys in the 5th round like Torrey Horton, Riley Mills, Kobe Bryant in prior years, Reek Woolen. They're really savvy at those mid to late round picks, so I know they're going to want to try to take advantage of it. I expect them to trade out.
All right, so we're going to go to Will here, a Patriots fan. So pick 31 right before the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
For you, are you looking for them to make the pick? If so, where do you want to go with that pick, or do you want to trade it away?
So honestly, I think it makes most sense to actually hold on to this pick. I do think that this Patriots team is looking good for the season ahead. Obviously, you have a tough schedule there, but I think there's two kind of positions that you look for. You look for a guy like Max Ihanancher, the tackle out of Arizona State.
Ooh, I did see that. Yeah.
I like what I saw out of him. Obviously, bolstering up that offensive line would help. Bill Campbell obviously had a solid rookie year. He played on a torn MCL in the Super Bowl, so to all the people that criticized him playing on a torn MCL as an offensive lineman it's not great, but obviously there is a noticeable gap at defensive end. I would go for a guy like Cassius Howell, T.J. Parker, or Keldrick Falk to end this first round off.
I like that. And 100%, I mean, and coming from either Harley or Morgan, I mean, what do you expect the Steelers to kind of go for, especially because right now, I mean, I feel like the Steelers are in a very interesting time right now. With the uncertainty of Rodgers, their only other quarterback really in the room is a sixth-round draft pick. I mean, overall, I feel like there's a chance where, I don't know, I'm curious to see what Steelers fans are sort of thinking on this.
I mean, like you said, we were at a very crucial spot in terms of head coaching, pretty much a whole new coordination team. We pretty much started with a clean slate this season.
Yeah.
And the fact we haven't heard anything from Rodgers says we're going to get something which, personally, I think we need someone younger versus Aaron Rodgers, one of the oldest players in the NFL, to be holding us back as a QB. There is truth with where there is youth, there's speed. I mean, we can even see it now with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So
Yeah.
We can.
Not to bring that up.
We can, and we should talk more about it.
No. But
Not to bring that up, but there's a truth in it. So I think relying on a younger QB to guide us through a new season with new head coaches, new coordination, I think it's key no matter who we pick. So, how do you guys feel on that?
I like that.
I do want to ask Morgan. I know we were talking yesterday. We were talking about Ty Simpson because we were at the media availability for him at the Prospects Clinic, and there were people asking because there had been rumors about him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're a Steelers fan. How do you feel about that?
He's a great guy, and he's a great player, and he's a good quarterback, right? Okay.
At the same time,
All true. However, the Steelers, if they Steelers want a young quarterback to be a franchise quarterback, which is what they want, they've had that before, this is what they want, you have to have. He hasn't played. He's good. He's been good. He's not rookie anymore. There's no reason to not play him if you're going to keep him.
yeah.
Right? If there's a trade involved where you're going to give Will Howard, that's fine. So for me, I understand why they would draft him, and it makes no sense when you have Will Howard. You also, not to mention, he's not the only one, right?
Yeah.
There's someone else, but I won't talk about him.
Yeah.
I think Will Howard deserves to play, and if Ty Simpson is drafted, he won.
I think the interesting part would be is if Ty Simpson does go, how much of a competition is it for that QB1 spot in August when they're in these preseason games? I think that will be a fascinating thing to watch. I do agree with Will Howard. I think Will McDonald agrees with Will Howard because he's a good quarterback. He has had success at the college level, and he didn't really get a shot last year. And a lot of people around Pittsburgh, including you, Morgan, really are hoping that he gets this opportunity. We shall see, though.
And here's the thing with Will Howard. You got a guy. You compare him to a guy like Ty Simpson. Obviously, he's an elite quarterback. He's a first round talent or second round talent. But you got to look at Will Howard. He's a guy that hasn't played a game in over 2 years. But that's been because he's been being developed behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of the 2010s. And I'm going to argue top 10 quarterback of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I would say you're right on with that. I'd say top 10. Yeah, definitely top 10.
Yeah.
You may be given his number. I'd go top 8. He's got a ring. He's certainly got the stats to back it up. I think he could absolutely be there. So we're getting to the first pick time. I don't think there's much. Listen, I think if you were going to say anyone other than Fernando Mendoza, you might need your head checked. I think that Fernando Mendoza, slam dunk pick for the Las Vegas Raiders, obviously where things start to get interesting, is the preceding picks after that. I think this is a draft where the top 10 is really not set in stone. There's some variety you can have there. And obviously, like other years, this is the case. But that's what makes the NFL draft fun. So as we get into these picks. We're going to continue to give you updates and a lot more here from the draft here tonight. I am intrigued to see, and we might have to maybe at one point walkouts, because I do want to see, because Acrisure Stadium is right behind us, and there are people watching there. There's the draft experience on the field.
Yes.
And there's just a lot of fun stuff going on there. And you know what? I want you to try and get this into the OBS here.
I will do my
Your
best.
Kick. Your kick that you made
My kick?
yesterday, the field goal.
No way.
Did you record?
Oh yeah, I do have that.
The field goal kick, not the 40-yard dash.
I
We have
did.
video footage of the 40-yard dash.
We do not have the
No.
footage. We do not have
We do
footage of
not.
the 40-yard dash, but I
We-
did actually make a field goal. We actually both what? Jack was actually really close as well. I actually have both, although Jack's is really short is the only
Get
thing.
it up there. Get it up there. So
Yeah, we'll get up there.
I was gonna say.
As they're getting the NFL draft underway.
Yeah, it looks like we got Roger Goodell,
That is, by the way, T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward. Fun fact: Cam Hayward has a spot right next to us, right, like literally right here.
I forgot about that, yes.
So we shall see if he appears. I don't know.
If it's him.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm not sure what the case is gonna be with that, but Cam Hayward's here, man.
But yeah,
Maybe
we have,
we'll
have Brett Michaels.
maybe we'll turn the camera if Cam Hayward does it.
Yeah,
If he
we'll
doesn't
That'd be
really
amazing.
want,
laptop there.
get him in for a little stand-up here
So we got Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
or sit-down interview.
Speech.
Yep. Yeah. Roger Goodell on the stage right now. This is
I think we
basically.
walked past him earlier. I'm kind of convinced we did.
Did we?
I'm kind of convinced we did at one point.
Where would we walk past him?
I think we walked past him at one of the media spots.
Oh, really?
I think so.
That's sick.
That'd be pretty bonkers, man.
To be fair, we were pretty close to him yesterday at the opening. media
We were
event. Yeah.
about 5 to 10 feet away from him there. I actually got a picture of Roger Goodell, just for reference for you guys.
Was he part of the?
This
ribbon
was
cutting?
Yeah, he
us.
was.
See if it shows up. It's a little bright.
Yeah, it's not.
Turn down your brightness.
Yeah, it's not gonna. That's a good point.
The
actually.
glorious HEIC file.
I can't stand HEIC.
Yeah, Cam Hayward at the mic now too.
Actually,
That
yeah,
would
there you
be-
go.
That's Roger Goodell on the in the blue. That is. I'm pretty pumped for the first few picks here. I think we know obviously Mendoza, and by the way, Morgan Carr will be getting us quotes from the press conferences for all the draft picks. Once I
Yes.
get in there, we will get you some quotes from there. The Wi-Fi is terrible down and in the theater, so Donovan's videos are not coming through right now. We will see
Oh, no.
once we get down. Once we
get
get
it.
them, you'll be getting a pretty rapid fire here, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, it should be a fun night here. We're going to take one more break here. We're going to play a video from some of our fan reactions today that we did get, and we'll be right back with the first pick of the NFL draft. Enjoy what we got out on the streets of Pittsburgh.
I hate for this to be the opening question. What's your worst moment as a Steelers fan?
There's some, but maybe when we lost in the playoff against the Broncos in 2011.
Yeah. I hate to even ask this question from a Browns fan.
Maybe that we get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Every year is the worst experience ever.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's not good, yeah.
And again, I mean, you're a Bills fan. That's
The Chiefs.
yeah.
And the Chiefs in the playoff.
Yep.
When we lost with the 18th second and they go to the overtime and we lost. This one was very difficult to. And that's it.
And are any of you from the Pittsburgh area, or are you just in town
From
for the?
Quebec.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Right on. So first day of the draft, what are you liking from what you've seen so far?
Oh, it's packed. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's packed. There were people everywhere.
Yep.
The beer's good.
Yeah.
The weather. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Oh.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. I obviously a first-year freshman here, so I'm just love being part of this atmosphere.
Oh, you're a Pittsburgh fan?
No, sir, I'm a Patriots fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one's perfect.
With the draft being in Pittsburgh, what are you liking so far with what you're seeing?
I like the traffic. I like how everyone's moving around. Sorry.
No, you're from the area. You're good.
First day, I don't think there's really any complaints. I think they need more old school people like me around telling people where to go.
All right.
But other than that, it's all good.
Yeah, and I assume you're a Steelers fan, correct?
Oh yes.
All right. With your first round pick, who do you want your Steelers to draft?
Well, that's a tricky question because they're going to probably get rid of, Highsmith and move up in the draft, and we're going to go about 7th, and we're going to get, who do you think, 7th? Wide receiver, running back is a big deal.
I wouldn't.
But we need offensive linemen. So offensive lineman is my ultimate pick. They should do none of what I just said.
Okay. What's your worst memory as a Jets fan?
Oh, worst memory. Oh, wow, there's a ton of bad memories. You put me on the spot. Worst memory, I'd say watching Aaron Rodgers the first year we had Aaron Rodgers, and the first drive of the game he went out for the season.
Yeah,
that was a recent memory.
Yeah, that is rough.
All right, welcome back. The Raiders are officially on the clock. And
it's probably the most
like,
obvious. This has probably been the most
clear,
obvious
like,
draft pick since like Trevor Lawrence. Let's be real here.
It's pretty clear where they're going to go with this pick. I'm going to put YouTube TV here for a second so I can watch. Also see the TV side of things. But
while you're pulling that up, I do want to bring up one important point that I really love what the Raiders did. Because let's be real here, this Raiders team was nothing short of terrible. I mean, it was probably one of the least talented teams I've seen in the last 5 years. And it's just a case of just nothing worked. And what I really loved this offseason, one specific move that made me believe, okay, they fully believe that Mendoza is their guy for the future, was that big contract they gave to Linderbaum. Did they overpay a little bit? Yes, but what I love is they're investing heavily to protect Mendoza when they just didn't do that, I'd say, since Derek Carr's been there.
Exactly, and you want to talk about investing for the future. You obviously got to go back to last year to their first-round draft pick, Ashton Genty.
Yes.
Who, I guess didn't have the year he would have wanted, but that was because of, again, the poor O-line performance. But to Nick's point, they did add Tyler Linderbaum, a quality offensive line guy, exactly who you want defending your potential rookie quarterback, or I shouldn't really say potential, your rookie quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. But I also just want to touch on the fact that the Raiders did pick up Kirk Cousins.
They did. I love that move.
I think Raiders fans might need to wait for Mendoza a tiny bit longer. They might just let him sit and develop under Kirk Cousins for a couple games this year. I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen.
yeah, absolutely. There was actually something. There was actually something that we did here on Twitter today, and it is that they expect that Kirk Cousins could be splitting snaps with not splitting snaps, playing almost half the season to let Mendoza kind of learn. That was a rumor, but certainly adds to the mystique that will happen with regards to the Kirk Cousins, Fernando Mendoza situation that will be made official in about 5 minutes from now. I want to shout out Donovan Kranich for all the information we're getting from these papers. He is our draft expert. So the stuff we're reading off here comes straight from the book of Kranich. So
he has done an awesome job, and I just want to, while his podcast is finished for the year, I just want to plug it one last time. On the clock with Donovan Kranich, Leo Martinez Valerio, and Tyler Buzzard.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll want to check that out. You'll want to see it.
You will love it.
Obviously, the Raiders, their team needs starts at quarterback, but also wide receiver and D tackle. They did lose Kenny Pickett. However, they've had a busy offseason getting Jalen Naylor there at the wide receiver position, center Tyler Linderbaum, D-end Kwity Paye, linebackers Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, and Eric Stokes at the quarterback position, and the aforementioned Kirk Cousins addition as well.
Yes.
So, as many of us do, he has Fernando Mendoza in his first round prediction. So we will see what ends up being the case there. The pick is officially in.
It's in, yes.
And assuming that we will see, we're going to be ahead of the TV of
the live broadcast,
of your live broadcast at home. So once again, we'll have the pick for you right as it comes in here. And also, while we're at it, I'll do it a lot tonight. I want to shout out everyone at this table here. Great year for DSTV. It will continue to be great nights and a great NFL draft weekend, but really grateful for all the 3 people here at this table and a lot more than we will get to at the end of the night. But anyways, Fernando Mendoza presumed to be the top pick. They got someone performing right now. Music don't sound bad.
I love the energy they're bringing for this draft. I'm not saying other drafts have been really cool, but I've always said this, one of the toughest things that the draft has done is sometimes having these really flat moments where it's just there's not a lot going on in between. They are doing a great job filling in the space.
Here comes the first overall pick. Without any shock, it is Fernando Mendoza. From you guys on the first overall pick.
I guess I'll go first. No, I'm not really surprised by this pick at all. It's been the talk of the town for months. The Raiders are going to take Mendoza. I mean, you obviously saw what he could do at Indiana in his 1 year there after transferring in from Cal. Obviously, he took the Heisman. He took Indiana to the promised land, which a couple of years ago, I mean, I thought you'd be taking crazy pills if you were going to say Indiana was going to win the college football national championship. But Fernando Mendoza managed to define a new era in Indiana football, and I'm just excited to see what his influence.
It is a big moment for not just the Raiders, but for Indiana, because, like you said, big influence he has had on the state, as a concentrated whole. And obviously we're going to continue to see what it looks like. They are interviewing him. So once again, Fernando Mendoza was not at this draft. He actually is back home in Coral Gables, Florida, and he is watching it with his family. However, we have had plenty of people here at this draft that we have been able to talk with, and not just players, former players like Charlie Batch, and this is where we're going to head over. I got the chance to interview Charlie Batch yesterday and talk about the impact that this draft has on Pittsburgh and reminisce a little bit about his playing career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're here with Charlie Batch, a member of 2 Super Bowl winning teams with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Charlie, just kind of talk about this event and seeing all this stuff, seeing all the Steelers fans come out. How does that make you feel inside? I mean, you see a lot of people that have supported you for a while now supporting the next generation.
This is awesome, right? Because a lot of people come in for game days on Sunday, but again, you're starting at the beginning of the NFL season officially, or the unofficial way, with the NFL draft. So all the people around, they're excited about it, but getting people to Pittsburgh to be part of this draft. When you see all the amazing things that are happening around the city, it's a way for Pittsburgh to showcase to the world we're more than just sports, as you look at all the other amenities that happen around the city.
Let me give you one more question, and a positive one. What is your favorite moment from the 2 Super Bowls you won? If you could pick one that you'll take with you for the rest of your life, what was your favorite moment?
I think for me, probably the first one, whenever sending Jerome Bettis out. Knowing that was his last game, he was not coming back. We had to win that one for him, and to be able to do it in Detroit, that was a memory that we'll never forget.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Right, appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep, so first overall pick being Fernando Mendoza. Shout out to Charlie Batch for taking that time to take the interview with me. Obviously, didn't have to do that, but the end of the day, really good guy, and he has a big impact around this city. And I didn't really know how big the impact was until I talked with you, Harley, and expand a little more if you can. But you knew right away who he was. A backup quarterback still has a lot of love here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, with the Charlie Batch Foundation, we cover a lot of we cover a lot of his support through his foundation where I work, and overall the guys have such a big impact on not only fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers but the city of Pittsburgh itself. So the moment we see that Jack Morgan of Duquesne Student Television gets an interview with Charlie Batch, of all players, that is incredible. And for him to repost your tweet, correct? That is amazing for not only a local college student to interview a Pittsburgh legend, but to see the impact it's had on generations of football fans. So,
yeah, absolutely.
The fact that you were able to do that, I was astounded. I wasn't able to be at that event with you, but you're like, dude, I just interviewed Charlie Bass.
Yeah, it was insane to see that.
Happen?
I had a blast helping Jack with that. It was such a. I've got to actually talk to Charlie once or twice actually because his wife Letitia has done just phenomenal work around the city. She's genuinely a great professor here at Duquesne, and the two of them work so well together, and it makes sense.
We have the second overall pick. David Bailey is the pick by the New York Jets. And certainly was some question there whether they'd go with David Bailey or Arvell Reese. I think a lot of people thought Arvell Reese was the second best guy in the NFL draft. However, it is David Bailey. David Bailey, we did see on the biggest stage in the college football playoff with Texas Tech. So he's had that big game experience. However, he spent 3 years at Stanford, as you see here, of 52 total tackles in his career. He had the most TFLs in the Big 12 and the most sacks in all of the FBS at the FBS level. So congratulations to David Bailey and the Jets, who believe they got their guy to anchor that defensive line for years to come. What are the reactions from the rest of us here on that pick?
I want to kick it off because I love how well David Bailey has been. Everybody talked about how well Jacob Rodriguez has been, but pair with it is a guy who is now the number 2 pick in this NFL draft, going to a Jets team that is in bad need of some extra pass rush to go with Will McDonald. Not the Will McDonald here, obviously, but Will McDonald for the Jets, who is a very underrated good pass rusher, but they need something, and I love David Bailey because while he may not be the best run defender, I love how strong he is. I mean, we have seen it time and time again of how strong and how big David Bailey is. So I love the selection for the Jets, who was desperately trying to get someone to maybe give a little fight for a team that is, I say, badly needed it for the past, I'd say, 15 years.
Yeah, just a lot has gone wrong for the Jets in recent years. So it's good for them that they're bolstering up their defense. Obviously, ranked last in the league last year in interceptions. I believe they did not get one. Which
they did not. They also just were really bad offensively as well.
Yeah, so a lot needs to be improved for this New York Jets team moving into the regular season. So it's good for them. Congratulations to David Bailey on being drafted. There, he'll hopefully serve as another bright spot to that Jets defense. As you said, Will McDonald also serving as another bright spot there after they gave up Sauce Gardner.
So I do want to point out, Schefter tweeted this out, and I think it actually adds some merit and some background to this. The Jets have 3 coaches that were on Stanford's staff during David Bailey's time there, and that added intel to the Jets' decision-making, and that was one of the reasons why they were able to come away and make that pick. So more still to go here in the first round of the NFL draft as the Cardinals are on the clock, and this is where we were kind of looking at as maybe the first trade of the night. There have been some mock drafts that said maybe the Saints move up. We have still yet to see anything suggesting that in terms of rumors and tweets. So I will keep my eyes peeled on Twitter and get you that information if that happens to be the case. But while we're at it, Nick, the Cardinals looking to kind of bounce back after a really rough year yet again. To talk about what you think they need.
It's been rough for them. I can't lie. I do feel a little bad for the Cardinals because I know how tough it's been for them. It's a tough place, I've always heard, to get a lot of big name guys to come in long term. A lot of people kind of view Arizona as a place where your career ends, not because they're bad, but just as kind of like with Tampa Bay, it seems like what people would consider a retirement home. I mean, we've seen it with guys like A.J. Green, J.J. Watt. We saw in the past with guys like Emmitt Smith and among others. I mean, it's not a bad team per se, but this Cardinals team, unfortunately, last year was very bad. There just was not a lot that went right. There was a reason Jonathan Gannon was out the door after this year was said and done. Kyler Murray is no longer here, so quarterback still feels like it's not out of the option. But if I were to be honest, I feel like this team needs to go and protect Jacoby Brissett for next year or if they bring in a guy in the mid-rounds, because right now this line is really bad outside of Paris Johnson.
I was just about to say, you do have Paris Johnson on the O-line, so there is some bright spots. There's a bright spot there, I should say. But to your point, I'm not saying a quarterback is who you should take here, but I think an offensive tackle to help again bolster up that O-line would serve you well. And again, I'm going to talk about Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle out of Miami. I mean, 6'6", 315, at 20 years old. I think that would be a great pick for the future of the Cardinals.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, Harley, what do you think about it?
I mean, I've never been a follower of the Cardinals, but from what I do remember, I just want to put it out there. A lot of sports stuff is going to be relying on you guys.
All right, so the Cardinals pick is in.
Okay.
It is. They are keeping this pick. So now it's interesting. So real quick, who do you think they take?
Anything to keep the defense up.
I would honestly say, I think there's a chance to take Arvell Reese here. I'm going to go Arvell Reese. I think you might have a different take here.
See, I think it would serve them. I think it would serve them better to grab an offensive tackle. Again, add to that protection. Add to Paris Johnson already on the O-line there. You add another big name like Francis Mauigoa, and hopefully you can answer your quarterback troubles a little bit later in the draft, because it is I think you could maybe find Carson Beck, Klubnik, or Taylon Green a little bit later in the draft, maybe a second or third round pickup.
I mean, 100%. I love your take on that.
By the way, here is the pick. Here we go, the third pick. They take Jeremiah Love at number 3, and the entire Radio Row is erupting with some woes.
That is an interesting one.
That was a curveball.
That is the first curveball, as Harley said, of the entire draft. But Jeremiah Love, he is a dog, an All-American at Notre Dame. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist. Over 1,372 yards in his career with 18 rushing touchdowns. He is worth all the hype from Notre Dame, and wow, we didn't see that one coming, did we? Because
nobody did.
I think that if you look at the Arizona running back room,
I think it actually makes a little. It's a confusing one.
Sense.
I would argue the opposite, actually, because this is a room where they still have James Conner. They just signed Tyler Algier, who has had a 1,000-yard season and is very productive behind a guy who is just elite in Bijan Robinson. So I would say they haven't been able. I don't think a team's been able to see the best of Tyler Algier. I'm really actually kind of questioning this pick because
one might say
it's
that,
now a crowded room.
While one might say that Algier has been good in a backup capacity to Bijan Robinson, what if he is able to kind of help show Jeremiah Love the ropes? kind of take the brunt of the carries early on and then eventually give way towards the end of the season. I think there's a lot of talent with Jeremiah Love to the point where this is a multi-year thing, and further down the line, he could be a very big-time star in Arizona. However, like you said, it wasn't on really their team needs. In fact, it was something they really addressed in the offseason, and maybe there's something to be said about the curveball. Maybe they should have taken Reese.
I think what my mindset.
They got thrown off.
I think
Reese
my
was supposed to
mindset.
go too.
I actually think it's the opposite. I think my mindset on this is they just brought in Mike LaFleur, a very offensive mind guy from the Rams, and he is going to want to go right after these teams. And I know because Seahawks are winning based on defense. The Niners and the Rams will take the top off you. The Cardinals have to find their own unique way to be able to win games at the NFL level. And I think their belief is they're going to pound the rock better than they're going to want to try to pound the rock better than anyone. And I think it also makes sense given the fact that they had a duo of Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. And I don't know. What do you think about this, Will?
I mean, again, you want to talk about curveball. This is obviously, I think you got to do a lot as a franchise to stun media row at the NFL draft with your draft picks. So that's certainly something to take into account. But I mean, again, you talk about the running back room, which is already loaded in Arizona. I mean, you talk about Tyler Algier, but you also want to look at the Cardinals' history with their running backs. I mean, they had David Johnson at the beginning of his career, so they clearly know how to develop some good quality running backs. I just don't think that was the pick that you needed there. I think you need, again, I'm going to keep coming back to this. Brandon Smalley, you need to protect Jacoby Brissett going into this year, and I think Jeremiah Love, great player. He should have been the first running back off the board. I just don't think it should have been the Cardinals pick.
One could argue he probably should have went to the next team, which is the Tennessee Titans. It's a very interesting one as a whole.
So now that Arvell Reese is available at pick number 4, a couple of mock drafts had Sonny Styles going to the Tennessee Titans, like Daniel Jeremiah's for NFL.com. Do you think now Arvell Reese goes there, or is this going to be a trend here where Arvell Reese shockingly slides down the board? Does it stop here, or does the slide continue?
I got to be honest. Again, mock drafts can say a lot, but I'm honestly a big fan of the curveballs that are thrown on draft day. So I like them taking Arvell Reese here.
I think it's almost like a situation where it's like, wow, great player fell into our lap. Don't question it.
Yep.
I actually think it might be the opposite. I think they go with a guy like Sonny Styles who helps fit their needs, especially a team like the Titans who just made that big trade for Jermaine Johnson. You got Jeffrey Simmons. You have a decent pass rush. It's not elite by any means, but it's a team it's a pass rush that I would say is decently reliable when push comes to shove. So I think they go for Sonny Styles because this team had a really bad job tackling last year, especially when they only really, I would say, have one reliable guy last year in Jerome Baker. So it'll be interesting to see.
By the way, go ahead.
I was saying their offense has kind of been. Their offense is definitely better than their defense, so I think definitely having a better defensive player is key. Where are we going? I didn't make that off track.
I think it's a good take as a whole.
I was going to go and shout out my boys that are in the chat, JLP, Ryan. Shout out. Appreciate you guys turning in. I texted on there, like, rate the chat. I'm like, yeah, do it. Honestly, rate it. We appreciate you guys being in here. The pick is in for the Tennessee Titans. Looks like we're about to get that pick. I'm going to be honest with you. Fun fact, I got the Jeremiah Love pick spoiled. So that kind of sucks. I kind of knew, I saw it for a flash second. I'm like, all right, let me get out there.
Why we don't stare at Twitter.
Yeah, well, I was looking for a trade possibility.
I know, I was supposed to.
The pick is in. Let's see what Roger Goodell has to say. Wow, they go with Carnell Tate. 2 curveballs in a row.
Wow. Let's talk about this. I mean, right off the gate, one of the interesting things here, I love his speed and his feet. I think he's got solid height, but he almost kind of reminds me of a Chris Olave. Good size, but it's very light. He's great on the outside. But it also is, I'm going to pass this off to Will. Yeah. It feels really confusing. By the way, folks, this is actually the first graphic I made tonight that finally got shown. It's actually hilarious how many of Jack's got shown in a row before. But what's funny and what's a little weird about this one is the fact that they gave out a large contract to Wan'Dale Robinson right before making this move. And I believe Calvin Ridley is still there.
So with this pick, I'm a little bit surprised that the Titans took him this high. But honestly, you want to talk about Ohio State and their ability to develop elite first-round tier wide receivers. Carnell Tate's just another on the long line of draftees at the wide receiver position out of Ohio State. I do think it is a little bit questionable with them adding Wan'Dale Robinson and having Calvin Ridley. But at the end of the day, you need guys to throw. You need guys to throw to, and I think this is an excellent addition for Cam Ward. It might have been taken a little bit high, but again, just adding to the improvement of the wide receiver room there in Nashville, there in Tennessee.
Can't help but feel like Brian Daboll was whispering into Robert Saleh's ear on this decision here, just a little bit. I don't hate it by any means. It's just I feel like there was a little more influence on Brian Daboll here to push for Saleh to take this pick.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty. I'm pretty shocked. I mean, we talked about how, like, hey, Arvell Reese could be a pretty dang good pick here for whoever needs a linebacker in this draft, and we're kind of talking like, hey, maybe this is, is it a trend, or do we really think that this can, this is gonna get kind of nipped in the bud? It has not been nipped in the bud, and so far, a guy who in a lot of mock drafts was projected to go number 2 or 3 has now dropped to at least the 5th pick. The next team to pick will be the New York Giants. A lot of people I don't know why this guy had Jeremiah Love going to the Giants. Cam Scatterbo exists. However, the New York Giants on the clock. There needs some offensive linemen, a quarterback, and a D tackle. So with what we know and who's on the board right now, where do the G-men go?
You want to kick it off, Will?
Yeah, I've actually been I guess sourcing with a bunch of people of different teams. I do have a buddy that's a Giants fan, so I did do a little bit of talking with him. Again, I think that you want to talk about you need a guy that protects Jackson Dart. He obviously went down with the injury last year, so not the ending that you wanted for his rookie year. But I think this is where you go with Francis Mauigoa. I think you need to, I guess, add on to. I think you need to start building your O-line to protect your who hopefully is your franchise quarterback. He's off to a great start last year.
No, 100%. I do actually like that move. I think for me, if I were to look at it, I think this might be the round you see Delane come off the board, because the Giants' cornerback room has been nothing short of bad, and there's no getting around it. Deontay Banks was I love Maryland to death. Deontay Banks was really bad, and they just had no depth to go behind it. I like that they brought in a Debo from last year. I love him coming into the room. I think they need someone to pair us. I think Debo works great as a cornerback too. They need that lockdown corner that could match guys like Sauce, Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, or even JPJ for Pittsburgh. I think this is the time you go and you strike while the iron's hot and you take Delane.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. You really can't go wrong either way. Mauigoa, Delane, both solid picks to go with. But I guess we'll just have to see here as the Giants pick is in.
Yup,
What do you think, Jack? As the pick's getting ready.
That was a quick pick.
Honestly, got nothing, man.
They know who they want.
I think it comes down to, all right, are you going to take your Arvell Reese is no doubt the best guy on the board, right? I think that's pretty clear. Dexter Lawrence not there anymore.
Just trade him away.
Are we looking at maybe getting some more defensive power?
It's certainly possible.
They went with Jackson Dart last year, Cam Scatterbo. Is there a need to go towards offense again? I don't know. I think they go with a defensive player. Okay. Screw it, they're taking Reese. screw it, they're taking Arvell.
I mean, it's certainly possible right now. They have 2 picks in the top 10 because of that Dexter Lawrence trade. And now with all the interesting decisions both the Titans and Cardinals have made, it certainly does feel possible.
Yeah, I would say my prediction is Reese. The pick is in. It's been in for a couple minutes. For the record, they're doing some entertainment.
This might be the first pick not named by Roger Goodell. I think, right?
No, they've been on this. They've been on the screen. They've been like on the stage in between picks. So, I think the weird thing about this is that, so we said 8 minutes, go from 10 minutes to 8 minutes. If you do the math here, this is pick number 5. We were at about 36 minutes. And I think that at this rate, you could probably say 45 minutes for every 5 picks. You do the math. I suck at math. You're probably getting around in between 3 to 4 hours. Whereas, maybe it's on the lesser side of the spectrum with 3 to 4 hours, which is a very good thing for the NFL at the end of the day.
I do agree with that. I mean, I'll talk with you about this, Harley. I mean, I can't attest to myself, but I know at times, like especially in the first round, when you get to the back end, I start getting disinterested. Not because my team's not picking, but more on the fact that you start hitting like the midnight, 1 o'clock range. I remember a few years ago, I helped Vincent Tranghese shoot a draft night in College Hall, and I remember that dragging out to about 2 in the morning, and I was getting very sleepy by the end of that. But I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not like about like when your team, to me at least, it's not like whenever your team is picked versus not. Speaking of a pick, here comes Goodell back to the stage. But yeah, to me it's not about when your team is picked, it's about the whole experience. As someone who's not the most avid sports ball fan.
I do love that.
I'd say,
all right, so the 5th pick is about to be, we have a trade we're going to announce in just a second here. It's a crazy trade.
We are honored to recognize the surviving family of United States Army Major Paul C. Monkey.
I must also say that silence in Radio Row at this point is amazing.
Major Monkey sustained tragic tornado injuries while deployed in Afghanistan. He is survived by his spouse, Tracy, and their 2 sons, Andrew and Bishop. Major Monkey was raised in the Hudson Valley, a lifelong fan of the New York Giants. A tradition he proudly passed on to his sons. Monkey family, take it away.
Still very cool.
With the 5th overall pick,
Here we go.
2026 NFL Draft, New York Football Giants select
Arvell Reese goes number 5. No, the slide is no more. However, there is big news we're going to get to in just a second. Arvell Reese going to the New York Giants, the junior out of Ohio State. He was an All-American. He was number 2 on Donovan Kranich's big board. So, career he had, it's 69 total tackles, 34 solo, 10 TFL, 6.5 sacks. Now, there is a trade that was made by the Kansas City Chiefs.
My goodness.
They are now on the clock, and actually check that their pick is in, but they are on the clock with the number 6 pick. They had traded up with Cleveland for picks number 9,
man.
74, and 148. And the pick is already confirmed on Twitter. We'll let it ride here until they do announce it. However, my goodness, the Chiefs, they make a trade and they are now on the clock and the pick is officially in.
I'm standing on this.
From the slowest pick to the fastest, I'd say.
I'm standing on this. Mark my words. It's in the tweet there, and I know why. They're picking Delane 100%. The reason being, folks, if anyone didn't know, their star corner, Trent McDuffie, signed the largest deal for a cornerback to go play for the Los Angeles Rams. So I think that was as brutal of a loss as a team could have taken this offseason to lose a guy like him. So I will be truly shocked if Delane does not go to Kansas City.
I mean, it does make the most sense. I mean, the Chiefs are just in absolute desperation mode right now as their franchise quarterback, multiple Super Bowl winner, Patrick Mahomes is down, and I believe he will be out for a lot of the regular season. So I think improving your defense should be one of the more primary focuses here as they look to, I guess, prepare for another down year.
Yeah, I like that, and especially because, I mean, it really does make sense. I actually forgot, not only did they lose Trent McDuffie, they lost a depth corner in Jalen Watson as well. So that room that already took a brutal hit is now also very thin. So actually, I like that. It's going to be interesting, especially because they did make they made, I would say, 2 very interesting additions. They went out and signed a big-time contract to K9, bring K9 into the room as a running back. And they brought in Justin Fields probably to start the year out for them. And I think they believe in him the same sort of way as he kind of had that situation in Pittsburgh. It might generally be Fields' best chance to still prove to people that he could still start the NFL level if you put him in the right situation.
Absolutely. And I've been saying this with Fields. He has the tools to be a successful quarterback, and I think with Kansas City here, they do have the tools. I mean, you have Travis Kelce, you have guys that you can throw to. You have a pretty decent O-line as well. So I think he could have success here there in Kansas City.
It's definitely possible. It'll be, I mean, honestly, it's going to be a very interesting take to see what happens here going into the as we get into the next pick. I am very happy that they brought in Arvell Reese. I mean, you pair him alongside like a stud like Brian Burns and a lot of the potential they have on that team still. I mean, it's going to be interesting. You got a trio of linebackers now in Brian Burns. You got Tremaine Edmonds, who they just got from the Bears, and now Arvell Reese.
Adding to an already solid defense.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is already a wild start to the 2026 NFL Draft. The
What
pick
a night.
is in Commanders still on the clock. And as we look to the Commanders, they are in an interesting spot as, you know, the needs for NFL.com, they are wide receiver, offensive line, safety, edge, and linebacking. So, with the guys on the table, the first wide receiver taken was Carnell Tate. Obviously, a few other guys that are here that are big impact players that they could go with. Or maybe do they go offensive line? There's been no linemen taken so far in this draft, but we'll see if that's the case. We're going to get their reaction soon, but Goodell is on the mic.
2026 NFL Draft, Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane.
There it is.
Mansour Delane is the pick for the Kansas City Chiefs. They got their cornerback of the future. Delane split playing time at Virginia Tech and LSU most recently. And some notes there from Donovan. He plays tons of man coverage. Confident in his makeup speed, and he's got a bit of experience at safety, but a couple things, not great at open field tackles, but he's smooth on the back pedal and transition between receivers for the most part. That's about everything you want in a NFL cornerback. So the Chiefs got their guy in Delane.
Oh, 100%. And I love this move for how well he is with his makeup speed. Like I said, he honestly reminds me of a guy like Sauce, because Sauce plays a lot of man. And not just that, I've watched a bit. LSU had so many problems offensively last year, so getting around that. But where this team shined was how locked down this defense truly was, and I love I love how confident he is. I love that he has this ability to keep up with some of the best guys. This is a guy who could potentially change the franchise. Well, I should say change the franchise because it's the Kansas City Chiefs. But definitely helped pick them up after what was a brutal last year.
And you want to talk about that's a great comparison that you had to Delane, which I completely agree with. Sauce Gardner, if he can produce the level of talent that Sauce has already produced in this league so far, I think the Chiefs have an absolute steal and a great decision by their GM to trade up and grab the Brown. I believe it would have been the Browns pick.
Yes.
That's a great pick on the Chiefs because of the hard loss they took last season. I think overall with the Lancers LSU numbers,
they
show up pretty high. So it would kind of be foolish in a way for them not to take the Lance. I remember like you and I were going back and forth, Nick, on the whole Chiefs because we were trying to make sure Seahawks were going to go to the Super Bowl. But at the same time, we were stunned at the underperformance of Kansas City. So,
I think it makes sense.
Great choice for them.
This is, you lose McDuffie, in comes Delane, and I think that is just as good of an addition as you can add for a team that has badly needed some defensive help on the back end. And they actually lost a few other guys. I think Brian Cook, also another solid safety for the Chiefs. He went to the Bengals. You lose Jalen Watson. You lose Trent McDuffie. So this is something that is much needed for the Kansas City Chiefs.
So now the Washington Commanders are up next to pick. Their pick is in, which means officially the New Orleans Saints are on the clock.
Which I know my dad will be super excited for.
So this is this is interesting. Obviously, the Saints. There are rumors that they would want to move up in the draft. That did not come to fruition, so they're on the clock right now. The pick is in for the Washington Commanders, who are looking to improve upon mostly their wide receiver corps. And I think it would have been interesting had Carnell Tate been there. You would assume, maybe go with Carnell Tate, or maybe, as I've seen with Jalen Rager, you never know when there might be a guy that you really like out there that you end up going with. So, Roger Goodell is going to the stage, I believe, flanked by 2 NFL Hall of Famers. I'm sure we will learn who that is, and let's listen to Goodell for the pick. There you go.
I love that.
So, final predictions on who they take?
I'll go quickly. I think they'll go Jordan Tyson. They badly need wide receivers. He is by far the second best guy on the board, and I think this will be a big
Real
pickup
quick,
for
who
them.
you got, Will?
I'm actually just going to agree with Nick here. Jordan Tyson seems like the smart and obvious pick to make here.
Yeah. And here we go.
The 2026 NFL Draft. Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles is the pick, and he is a linebacker out of Ohio State. Number 5 on Donovan's big board. Number 2 linebacker, 82 total tackles, 46 solo, 6.5 TFLs, and a sack to go along with it. So, Sonny Styles a pick. We thought they'd go wide receiver. They opt for the linebacking position, guys.
It's an interesting one here. I mean, it does make sense because their linebacking core was, again, this is a team that just suffered on defense, but I actually like this when you pair it with the fact that they brought in a talented guy already in Leo Chanel from the Chiefs to pair with him. So I am loving this pick right off the jump.
So, I mean, it makes sense. You needed to improve your defense, and Sonny Styles, obviously one of the better picks available there. And good on the Commanders for being able to be aware of his skill set and be able to draft him at least at this position. I personally thought he'd go maybe a pick or two earlier.
How well do you think he did at Ohio State?
You know, honestly, I think his stats stand for themselves. I mean, he had 82 tackles, 6.5 TFLs, and a sack. I think again the numbers speak for themselves, and I think he's going to be a dominant linebacker in the game in a tough division too. Just a tough defensive division there.
Oh yeah. And I mean, to pair off to Harley, I mean, how important is it for a team like Washington to get, I would say, big name guys like Sonny Styles from big name schools like Ohio State?
There's already like a lot of talent that comes out of Ohio State, not only through their football program, but throughout all their academics. But to have a big name like Styles come out, especially out of Ohio State, going into this team, going for a linebacker stance, I think it's important, and it'll be interesting to see what he produces for the team. Like you said, Will, the numbers speak for themselves, and I think this is a pretty good pick for them, and this should take them pretty far.
Yeah. I mean, I'll talk to Jack here. I mean, how important is it for a team like Washington that has been bad need of defensive upgrades to get a guy to play under Dan Quinn, who is as versatile as Sonny Styles?
I mean, Dan Quinn was a defensive coordinator, right, at multiple stops. So you look at a guy like Styles, he's going to get to learn from a guy who has been around for a while. It also just doesn't feel like the Washington Commanders have that guy, that star defensively, and they haven't had that since Chase Young. And he's not there anymore. He went to New Orleans. So
the team making the pick right now.
I mean, yeah, so really, I like this pick. I think, obviously, there has not been a run on wide receiver, so there's always an opportunity for you to trade back into the first round if you really do want one of those wide receivers, or maybe they continue to fall a little bit till you're outside the first round. So certainly worth it to play the long game when you got a guy as talented as Sonny Styles, who could have went earlier in this draft. I think that was a good pick by Washington. I think it certainly has its merit to it more than it has its negatives at the end of the day. So,
and sometimes I think the smartest thing, and I'll pass this off to you, Harley, is sometimes I don't feel like anyone's done it yet, but sometimes there's this need of some teams overcomplicating things and reaching very far. We've seen it at times. Jahan Dotson, Cleveland Farrell, to name just a quick few off the top. But how important is it for a team to just sometimes just see? I always joke, it's like kind of how the Ravens handle things. Sometimes it's just pick the best player that's available.
That's best for me.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you're going to fight for the best available players all the time. But, I think taking a chance on the small guy at the same time, too, is important. Everybody's going to want the best of the best. But you may be surprised, considering how much talent actually is out there.
Yeah, this is going to be... I'm actually so intrigued to see who the Saints take here, because I don't have a clue on it. Actually, if I were to take a guess, I think this might be the time they take Tyson. They don't have a lot to pair out with outside of Chris Olave, who's had a number of concussions. And at one of the craziest ends to the year with the lung clot he had, which is just awful. I hope he comes back, because more than just me, I enjoyed having him on my fantasy. Just him being on the field, it's like, I always joke, it kind of makes me feel like Mike Trout. Obviously not to the same extent, but having someone like Olave on the field is just good for the Saints.
Olave Garden.
See, I think that is a good comparison, though, and I think if you got a fully healthy Chris Olave and pair him with Jordan Tyson, I think that's a deadly duo. And
also, Harley, I believe your mic is off.
It's on.
Oh, okay. Someone said they couldn't hear you. So.
I just wasn't talking enough.
Probably not.
Singing Sweet Caroline is just kind of This just feels so right.
See, I gotta be honest, I have a special connection to the song Sweet Caroline. Growing up a diehard Red Sox fan.
He is
Sweet
indeed.
Caroline in the 8th inning just brings back it just brings a tear to my eye, honestly, with how special and how much this song means to me.
I love that as well, especially because I got the chance to actually go out to Boston one time as a junior in high school to do a bunch of college tours, and it was so cool just hearing that song and hearing everybody takes Boston as a very angry and aggressive state, but there's a lot of camaraderie there.
I would agree with that, and I mean the whole crowd. You want to talk about a song where the whole crowd gets into it? Sweet Caroline is one of those songs.
Sweet Caroline is just one of those songs that unites you, like Country Roads.
Yeah.
I mean, here in Pittsburgh, you got Renegade, but you're going to have one of the most aggressive teams like Boston, like you said, Nick. And this just continues to be right now. I mean, this is class what we're seeing right now.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break right here. We'll be right back with more coverage of the NFL Draft here on DSTV. All right, welcome back to the NFL Draft here on Duquesne Soon Television. Jack Morgan, Nick Fernbaugh, Will McDonald, and Harley Verabet there. We're glad to be here with you. We resume action back here with the New Orleans Saints that are not on the clock. Their pick is in, actually.
Goodell's trying to
I
talk.
assume we're I guess we're now, yeah, they got to stop because Goodell's on the. All right,
Goodell
here we go.
interrupted Sweet Caroline, which is amazing.
That's right.
He was his 8th pick, ladies and gentlemen.
New Orleans Saints select Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson is the pick, the wide receiver from Arizona State.
I mean, overall, I'll start it right off because a guy like him, the big question everybody's always going to talk about right now, the injuries. I think that's the obvious one. He suffered an ACL, an MCL, and a PCL injury all in 2022, which is just god-awful, I feel for him. A fractured collarbone and a broken clavicle in 24, and multiple hamstring issues throughout last season. I feel like it was kind of him and Levitt kind of going down, kind of summed up how Arizona State's year went. But I feel like, and I'll pass it off to both of you, it's impossible to ignore how talented this guy is when he is on the field.
I mean, it's tough to see a wide receiver go through all those injuries. Personally going through one of those myself.
Yeah.
You know, Nick. But yeah, there's a lot of talent here that I'm excited to see the potential of this one.
I mean,
coming out of the injuries, that's a big step forward with your career. So this guy is a young player, a great player, and yeah, let's see where it goes.
To Nick's point, this kid Tyson, he's been through the ringer. I mean, he's been through almost every major injury that you can have: the ACL, MCL, PCL, and just everything else there. Obviously, very emotional there to be taken in the first round on draft day. And I think, again, I talked about this in like before the before the Saints made their draft pick. I mean, I think he'll pair nicely with who's hopefully a fully healthy Chris Olave.
I 100% agree with that. Honestly, one of the biggest things I want to say right now is to say how surprising this draft has been is we haven't heard Francis Mauigo's name get called yet.
Yeah.
But I think with the next pick, this might be the time he goes. The Browns have already made big moves to try and bolster this offensive line with Elton Jenkins, Zion Johnson, Tevin Jenkins, solid guys as a whole. I mean, we all know what the big elephant in the room is. It's their quarterback play. It's just not good. There's just no getting around that. There might be some potential with Shador, but we'll see.
So the Browns are on the clock, and their pick is actually in. They are doing the whole thing at the stage right now with Tyson getting the jersey from Roger Goodell, and we got a chance, me and Nick, we got a chance to go behind the scenes yesterday in the around the NFL draft media area, not just the media area, but where everyone is working hard behind the scenes to get this done. I saw the Jordan Tyson jersey. They made that custom. Genuinely, how does that happen that quickly? Who's working back there and is getting that jersey pressed right away and getting it out there?
So I've actually I've always wondered this, and I see the same video pop up every year on my social media For You page. So basically, it's not like it's immediate, pretty much. Like they announce the pick, they have the lettering pressed out, they have the number 1, and they'll press it on the jersey, slam it down, and then hand it off to the commissioner. Pretty much, literally hot off the press.
That's insane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I actually for 2 summers pressed T-shirts.
Wait, really?
Yes, I did that at shout out Shirt Shack. But I pressed T-shirts there for a while.
Wait, Shirt Shack?
Yes, Shirt Shack.
Not to confuse with Shake Shack.
No, correct. Not to be confused with
Pressing
that.
shirts and Shake Shack.
Shirt Shack.
Shirt
At,
Shake Shack.
That is fun.
Ocean City, New Jersey. Shout out. I don't know if anyone who I worked with is watching, but shout out Shirt Shack.
Not only Jack hot on the mic, but hot on the press.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that was just
That was a crappy joke.
That was crisp over there. So
I'm so sorry.
Now it's time for.
I'm going to turn your mic off again.
Yeah.
I
got too much
swear to
power.
God.
But now comes time for the Browns pick, which is in. Again, I will be shocked if it's not Maui Goa.
I think it's. I can't tell you how many times I've said Maui Goa's name.
I know, we've been saying it a lot.
So far. I mean, I think this is probably the 3rd or 4th time. So, I don't know if I'm the jinx or whatever, but apparently the teams. Apparently there's just something we don't know about Maui Goa and why he's sliding this far down, because the teams that drafted before him, a lot of them did need an offensive tackle, and they just passed on Maui Goa.
I think sometimes it's just. I don't want to say it's reaching right now because, again, I would say after you get past the number 1 pick, obviously, 2 through 10, I feel like you could flip a coin. They're all as insanely talented as each other. They all have their positives. They all even have a few of their negatives. So it'll be interesting to see what the Browns do as they are announcing right now.
Here's the pick.
The 2026 NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns select Spencer Fano.
Spencer Fano. Wow.
Spencer Fano.
Spencer Fano is the pick. They go O-line to protect Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo.
Not as much as the Browns.
See that in the Browns, sir.
But still a pretty impressive pick.
Hey, you know.
Or excuse me, my apologies. That is the Browns. I totally messed that up.
Hey, they are the next pick, so I'll
protect Shador.
Yeah. Exactly.
Protect Shador.
Great save there. But I mean, to our point, we did say they were going to go with an offensive tackle, so I'd like to take half credit there.
Yeah, sure.
And again, all credits to Spencer Fano. He's a solid player. I liked what I saw out of him at Utah this season.
Yeah, and that is a Utah program that has had a couple of good teams as well. You know, over the last few years, pretty cool. Last 2 or 3 years for the program, they've had some talent. And that talent has made its way into the NFL. So the Giants now on the clock. And this is the pick that they got in the Dexter Lawrence trade. Originally was the Bengals, is now the Giants pick. But Fano the pick by the Cleveland Browns. That is the first offensive tackle off the board here. There are a few different offensive tackles to be that could be taken, but with the Giants pick, trade away Lawrence. I hope we have an announcement.
The 2026 NFL Draft. The New York Giants select Francis
There
Francis
we go.
Marigoa. That
Not
was
the
a quick
delay in
one.
between. Yeah.
That was a quick pick. And Francis Marigoa.
You guys had that one lined up. I'll give you that one.
I know. I've been sitting. This is the one I was like so
You
like
had
happy
that
of
one
when I
lined
made
up,
it.
I could tell.
But this is a guy who is just very technical. He's just got so much like ability. He's got, I would say, some of the best I would say the best hands of any tackle in this draft. Maybe not the best run blocker, but one thing I love, this dude plays through the whistle. This is a dude the Giants need perfectly to pair right next on the other side of the line to Andrew Thomas.
I mean, especially in such a powerful defensive conference such as the NFC North,
The NFC East.
NFC East rather. I mean, you need guys that can protect your quarterback, and this is a big man right here, 6'6", 315. Again, obviously got to shout out Donovan here with his notes.
Hulk of a human.
Again, just a solid pickup here for the Giants.
Some interesting names that still have yet to go. Caleb Downs, Ruben Bain, a very surprising one. Ruben Bain did not go in the top 10, a very surprising one there. Jermod McCoy, Ty Simpson is still very much looming in the back there. I mean, we had about 17 from what I remember, players who are here today in Pittsburgh as they are waiting for their name to be called. And it's definitely an interesting start so far, but I am very, very happy for Maui Go. I think this is a prime situation for him to succeed.
Yeah, obviously a good pick for the New York Giants. I mean, you're going to see now the Dolphins have traded out of the 11th pick. The Cowboys have moved into the 11th spot here. There is a trade, and by the way, the pick is in. But yeah, just updated right there, and they've traded up to 11. There's no official trade conditions yet. However, there is a guy that the Cowboys are targeting, and who they are looking to pick, and we'll find out here soon.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see where they go, especially because
I already know who they're
you
picking
do know
now,
who it
so
is.
clearly,
but I will
clearly.
say, I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is the time that where Ruben Bain goes off the board?
I gotta be honest. I don't think so. I think they go with some secondary help. I think they go with a guy like Downs. I mean,
it's definitely possible. You pair him with the guys they have in the secondary. I mean, this is a Cowboys team that does need some secondary help, but they did make some additions. They brought in PJ Locke from the Broncos. They brought in Jalen Thompson. They brought in Kobe Durant. They signed Rashawn Gary from the Packers, which is that's a very interesting move right there. So, I don't know. This will be an interesting one. I think this might be Bain's time.
I am interested. They traded up one pick. They basically swapped picks with the Miami Dolphins. Caleb Downs was a guy that they had been looking at. We're hoping they would get the opportunity to pick. I think it's consensus across the Cowboys Twitter. And now they have the opportunity to pick Caleb Downs.
It's definitely an interesting decision there, in my opinion, when you have a guy as talented as Malik Hooker, and then you bring in a guy like Jalen Thompson, who I think has been able to be a very reliable, steady safety in Arizona last year. It'll be interesting to see if they take apologies there, Caleb Downs. But it is, I don't know, it's interesting.
it really is. I mean, obviously.
So here's a pick, by the way. Sorry, the trade. The Cowboys have given up 2 fifth-round picks this year, and obviously swapped from 12 to 11 to make this pick for Caleb Downs. It makes you wonder whether the Dolphins were able to kind of, set up some smoke screens and be like, hey, we're taking them, but if you do some business with us, you can take them, because I think it's certainly interesting. They gave up 2 fifth rounds this year. They gave up 177 and 180.
That's not much.
So it's not much, but do you almost wonder, like, they only moved up one spot. They swapped spots. So, like, was it necessary? Is something I guess we can only wonder because we're not in these draft rooms.
Well, I would think if they were going to take Caleb Downs, they would have just ignored the Cowboys' call. It is interesting as well because, again, the Cowboys need a lot of help on their secondary. It was rough to watch. I mean, there were some very low moments. There was a lot of low lights throughout the Cowboys season last year in which if their defense just was, I hate to say it, halfway competent, they would have been over 500 instead of being 7-9-1. They probably would have been in the playoffs for what it's worth.
And obviously just another disappointing season for the Cowboys. Obviously didn't make the playoffs. They were good enough for second in the NFC East, though. I think we all know who took the one spot there. But I mean, I think you're looking for a bounce back season, and I think that starts with the.
What?
And I do think it starts with a pick like Caleb Downs for a bounce back season.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this is such a good move by the Cowboys. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is a really good move.
I like it. And honestly, I don't hate it for the Dolphins either.
Saying the pick is Caleb Downs. As much as Eagles fans hate Cowboys fans, this is a really good move by them. And, man, this was the same thing when we picked Devontae Smith all the way back, and they made a trade with the Cowboys, kind of jump the Giants to get him. So, not linear, but when it reminds me of Cowboys trades, they tend to be active, and they always tend to go for these high impact guys. It's Jerry Jones. That's kind of his MO. High profile guys, and that is the case here if Caleb Downs is indeed the pick. I want to get an update on the Bruins Sabres game. The Sabres just scored. What is the score of that one, Will?
Literally just checked that, and it is 2-1 Sabres. A series tied up 1-1. Obviously, our Bruins.
What period is it?
It's the third period.
How much time?
Not enough.
I think there's. If I'm gonna guess, I think there's 14 minutes.
Was that Alex?
Oh my God.
Was that Alex Tuck who tucked that away?
You're so funny.
I know. No, I'm not. It's okay.
So
15:57. So
gotcha.
Not too far away, but the pick is in.
Yeah, the pick is in for the Cowboys. Caleb Downs is indeed the pick. Cowboys trade up one spot to ensure that they get their guy, being Caleb Downs, the safety out of Ohio State.
A lot of accomplishments there. My
goodness. Look at that. By the way, that is Safety of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. There's 2 awards. He is a 2-time All-American, 2025 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year as well. And Will, I'm going to start with you first. You're very familiar with him as an Ohio State fan. Just give me what you think the Cowboys, what can the Cowboys expect, Cowboys fans here, with this Caleb Downs pick?
I've liked this guy ever since he transferred in from Alabama. Obviously, two great seasons at Ohio State, one of which was a national champion. But just Cowboys fans that are out there listening, just know you're getting a great safety with this guy. I mean, he'll be great in the backfield, and again, that's a heavy wide receiver division. I mean, you want to talk about the Eagles? They got Devontae Smith. For the moment now, they have AJ Brown, but we don't know when that trade will go through. But I mean, it's not just them either. Terry McLaurin, you have a lot of good quality wide receivers in that division. So I think that's just a great pickup, Caleb Downs there by the Cowboys.
And I also love that as well because I think it gives a chance to let a guy they brought in like Jalen Thompson to be a little more versatile along with PJ Locke. They can move and shuffle guys around, change formations, be a little more creative with their defensive scheming, which I know from watching last year that was something they badly needed, was a little more creativity in their schemes to make things a little less obvious. And I think having a guy like Caleb Downs is essential to have not just a more creative defense, but a very much higher impact defense.
Absolutely.
Wow. So Caleb Downs goes. The Rams are technically on the clock right now. However, the pick is in for the Miami Dolphins. And just for the record, there are rumors that the Eagles have had trade conversations with the Buccaneers and the Jets at pick 15 and 16 about possibly moving up.
Oh,
in
really?
This draft. So let's keep an eye on that.
That's nothing to
As we
scoff
go
at.
on here, that'd be pretty wild. And we're gonna very quickly see what things end up being. Yes.
I guess as we are waiting for some of those, I mean, we'll talk quickly about the Dolphins. I mean, you want to talk about a team that I think has fallen the hardest this offseason? It has to be them. They sent a lot of guys out of the room. I mean, their top 5 highest paid players are not even on the team. They've sent guys like Minka Fitzpatrick, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Tua all out, and Jalen Ramsey. So they have sent a lot of guys out the door in this past year. So, I mean, if you're a team like the Dolphins, who right now are rolling with Malik Willis as their starting quarterback and Jalen Tolbert right now as their wide receiver 1, I mean, where do you think the Dolphins go right now?
Look, there's a lot of stuff going wrong with the Dolphins right now. To your credit, you did highlight some of the major issues. I mean, but here's the thing: Malik Willis is a proven pro quarterback. I don't think he's who you want to be your starting quarterback for the next couple of years. But again, he is proof that he's a serviceable starting quarterback, and I think. I honestly think you go wide receiver here. I think you look to build on, start to bring back that a new wide receiver room. And I think that would be a great start with Mekhi Lemon out of USC.
I think Mekhi Lemon goes now. I see that. I mean, it's possible.
The pick is in. This is pick number 12. In the first hour, we'd say, it's incredible time they're making.
Roughly how many picks are going to be chosen today?
What?
Roughly how many picks will be chosen?
Have already been chosen? What do you mean?
Will be.
Will be. We got
30,
20 more after
20
this.
more, yeah.
Here is Roger Goodell making the announcement for the 12th pick of this draft.
With the 12th pick, the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Caden Proctor.
Caden Proctor is the choice.
Oh.
The offensive tackle from Alabama.
My, the big-time Alabama tackle. And I mean big. He is 6'7", 366 pounds. Only 20 years old, also, I would like to point out. This is a young, big, tough dude. This dude's an animal. I love this. I mean,
We
I'm
got
going
to
to
see
kick this
him
off
in
the jack.
person.
I mean, yeah,
Right? I mean,
we got to see him in person at the event yesterday at Hazelwood Field. I mean, it was just, he is a hulk of a human being.
so I mean, now we look at the Miami Dolphins. It is a situation where, yeah, I mean, you got Malik Willis, and ideally you build around him, right? That's probably your goal here. It doesn't hurt to protect him. He is a running quarterback, likes to be mobile, and maybe this is the vision here. When you have an offensive tackle like this, you got to be pretty happy if you're Malik Willis watching this from home, because, hey, you're going to be able to feel a little safe back there when you got a big fella, 6'7", 366 pounds, blocking for you on the offensive line, man. I like this pick. I know you could have went different directions, but I don't mind the pick.
That's just been the case with this draft all night, though. Like, you think they're gonna go one way, and then they just
Take a completely different.
Yeah,
Very much
exactly.
throw a curveball here.
It's been a curveball type draft,
But not one, but weirdly not one that's been like, what's the decision making there? It's more like, oh, okay, they're taking a different direction here.
Yeah. Not like.
Arvell Reese is now in the press conference room. Arvell Reese is now in the press conference room.
There's Arvell Reese here.
But
I guess,
actually-
in the press conference room down that way. So
I actually want to take a minute to quote, read a quote from David Bailey, in which he said, for Jets fans can look forward to an impact player. Blunt, but I think very much to the point. for Jets fans, and
Yeah.
maybe a little scary for Dolphins fans here. Maybe that's why. Maybe the arrival of David Bailey made them take a guy like Caden Proctor.
I mean, yeah,
Shout out
absolutely.
Morgan Carr, by the way, for this quote.
Yeah, I'll continue to have those. I think overall pretty good pick by the Dolphins. I mean, wide receivers on the board. Was it, the top two guys had already been taken, so it's like, you can go with a third or fourth guy on the board, or maybe just wait till you have the 30th pick. Maybe you can parlay that into trading up if there's a wide receiver or an offensive guy that you're looking to take later on in this draft. By the way, the Steelers are, math real quick, 9 picks away, and we will obviously have a lot of people around us opinions on that one, because it's in Pittsburgh. A lot of Pittsburgh media here, a lot of stuff we've been hearing for a while, and one of them has been the quarterback position. And whether they do end up going with a guy like Ty Simpson, maybe what do they do on the first day? We'll have to see what's available to them by this point when they draft. However, I think it's going to be a very interesting story to be told as Rams pick is in.
This is a wild one here for the Rams. Got this from the Falcons, who is kind of an unfortunate one. They selected James Pierce Jr. with that pick. A very talented guy, but he's dealing with a lot of problems right now. This, just to put it simply, without getting further into the details.
I like the one quote that Arvell Reese had that we just got sent by Morgan. There's noise anywhere you go, but he says he's built for it and he's got to rise to the occasion. And I certainly think that's the case with when you go to a franchise like the Giants with a lot of media attention. They're a historic, storied franchise. There's a lot of pressure on them to continue to progress as an organization and continue to build on the win total, right?
Yeah, 100%.
As they go. So, yeah, there's pressure, but it seems like Arvell Reese says he's ready to go and ready to take that on. I also got the chance to talk to him yesterday about that and talk with him about playing in these big games. And, he told me about the same thing that, that he, short story short, long story short, that, he's ready for it. And he's played in some very impactful games in his college career. So, once again, the pick for Proctor was the last pick by the Dolphins. Caleb Downs, before that trade is final. Rams are on the clock and their pick is in. Ravens are up next, followed by the Buccaneers and the Jets.
The Rams definitely are going to be the most interesting team in this first half for me, because they have the freedom to go just about any which way they want with this.
I mean, you already have a solid wide receiver room. You have Puka Nacua, you have Devontae Adams, you have your quarterback, at least for now. You have your MVP winning quarterback in Matt Stafford, and I think you could use this pick to bolster your O-line a little bit. I'd look at a guy like Monroe Freeling or Olave Ione.
I'm gonna bounce off your pick. I'm going Ione because I absolutely love this guy. I mean, I watched a bit of Penn State games here and there with Jack, and on my own. I think this dude is so talented, and I genuinely think a team like the Rams, who I think had everything lined up, and their line, I think, for as talented as this team is, their line fell short. This might be the time to get a guy like Ione off the board and put him right next to guys like Dotson and just that lethal unit that the Rams have as a team. Just stack it even further at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is an interesting pick here. I do want to point out that Matthew Stafford is not getting any younger.
No.
So
not at all.
Let's keep our eyes peeled on what they decide to do as this pick ends up being made pretty soon here. They're showing us the Rams war room, their draft room, if you might.
Yeah.
And so, at the end of the day, The Ravens will be up next. I'm really intrigued to see what the Ravens end up doing with that pick. There's a lot of different avenues that they can go down. It's a long decision. A long pick. We're waiting a little while here.
Certainly taking their time with this.
Giving us a little bit of suspense, I would say.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's one way to put it. Or
but I guess
as
they're getting ready for it, is as we've watched through this, has there been a selection that's really surprised you so far?
I think Jeremiah Love really surprised me with just with how high he was taken. I mean, especially with the Cardinals. I mean, you already have a running back room. I think you could have used that pick on maybe an offensive tackle, an offensive guard, help you boost up that O-line. So I think that's been my most surprising pick so far.
Understandable. As we are getting ready, Liddell walking back to the stage to announce the Rams pick.
Here is the commissioner.
2026 NFL Draft. The Los Angeles Rams select Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson
Whoa.
is the pick. You can hear a collective shock in this Radio Row room.
Wow.
I mean, that came out of left field.
I think I gotta take back my take from earlier.
That came out of center.
That stunned Radio Row.
That came out of center field at Polo Grounds. Very far out. My goodness. Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback.
Wow.
Goes number 13.
And I don't know about you, but I think Pittsburgh fans are kind of in shock a little bit too. Obviously, just sent shockwaves throughout the NFL. But I'm actually just going to turn it over to Harley here, being our resident Steelers fan. Again, there was so much talk about you guys maybe grabbing Ty Simpson, but now he's off the board.
I'm actually stunned at that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the whole change with the Steelers lineup, I don't know what to think of this. Just as everybody else here in Radio Row, I don't know if everybody could hear him, but that was a shockwave.
Oh yeah, and it's an interesting one for me. I'll give it from my perspective as a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
I understand this move in the long run. I actually think they are moving the same way the Packers did, just higher up draft pick. In the way the Packers handled with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. I think they're handling this with Ty Simpson. I think coming in, going to sit under a guy like Matt Stafford for, I'd say, 2 years and develop. And I actually kind of like this move for the Rams as much as I hate it internally. I got to respect it because, honestly, there was a lot of talk last year. I think a lot of people missed it. For as well as the Rams did, there was a lot of uncertainty if Matt Stafford was even going to start the year. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of talks about his back issues, and I feel like if he gets hit one more time hard in the back, it might actually end his career. I hope it doesn't end like that. I love him to death, but there was a lot of talk about it.
Next to the press conference room, Mansour Delane.
Mansour Delane will be next in the press conference.
I got a lot of respect for the Rams making this move, but it definitely is it caught everybody in this room off guard.
That was a smart pick.
But I'll pass this over to Jack. You and I got a chance to talk with Ty Simpson at Hazelwood Park yesterday. What was your impact? What was your kind of? How did you feel like talking with him?
He felt like a guy that is, feels like he's in control and kind of level-headed. There was a lot of stuff that came, a lot of media reporting, with where he's going, where he could go. He was in a high-pressure quarterback situation at Alabama. Every move is criticized, and he still lived up to the hype.
He's as talented as it goes.
I'm impressed with how he has handled that, and he is going to be a Los Angeles Ram. That's pretty crazy to say. I didn't think we'd be saying that word tonight.
Yeah,
but I want to also disclaim that I got that spoiled 2 picks ago.
That's hilarious.
I literally every time I try to get intel for these trades,
you get yourself spoiled.
I get screwed. This was literally from pick 10. Pick 11.
And one of the interesting things here from Adam Schefter was that they called Matt Stafford to inform him that they were playing the select Ty Simpson. So it seems like, I don't know, it'll be interesting to say it, but it seems like Matt Stafford was maybe on the same page with this, because I think Matt Stafford knows deep down he's gonna maybe only play maybe 1 or 2 more years. So it will be interesting, and I love this move because I want to transfer over to the first graphic today that Will made today, because those are the big 2 quarterbacks off the board right now. And I mean, you kind of flip a coin with the rest, but I mean, out of those bottom 3, who do you think is the next one to go? I mean, do you think it's Garrett Nussmeier?
See, I gotta be honest. I think it's a toss-up between Nussmeier and Aller. I mean, Aller obviously coming off the injury that he sustained against Oregon, but I honestly think that people are taking his injury and kind of limiting him. I think Aller. I mean, I say this. Aller was a solid quarterback before his injury. He was one of the Heisman favorites going into the year.
Right above another guy who was a Heisman favorite in Nussmeier.
Yeah.
It's interesting to say, and especially because these 2, I would kind of imagine of a lot of people viewed the potential over it, and the Ravens are quickly moving for this.
Yeah, here we go. Ravens, 14th pick.
And another.
Go with.
They go with They go with Ione.
Yep.
An interesting one right here. We just got done talking about this guy and how much, like, I mean, I would say if there is one guy in this entire unit of tackles and guards that is probably the most versatile, I feel like it's Ione.
Yeah. I mean, Ione coming from Penn State, where there's success historically offensive line-wise, and certainly success in this draft. There's a couple of guys from the Penn State O-line, and, you know, I think Ione, you know, I like to look at it this way with a lot of these power conference guys. They've played big-time, impactful football in front of a lot of people. These stadiums don't change. They're about the same size. In some cases, like Penn State, they're smaller, is the irony. So I do like Ione with this pick here for the Ravens. I mean, you lost a couple guys on your O-line already. You got to protect Lamar.
Yep.
I don't think there's like there's not like a guy here that it's like, oh, offensive-wise, I really think they need to get him. And then to that same point, defensively, I like the offensive line pick.
Yeah.
I do at the end of the day.
And I got to be honest, in a conference like the AFC North, an offensive guard, an offensive tackle, that's the position. Obviously, there's other positions that are crucial to the offense. But, I mean, you need an offense. You need a good guy on your offensive line. I mean, you are in the trenches in the AFC North, especially with everyone on defense. You have to go up against Myles Garrett twice a year, T.J. Watt twice a year, and now Trey Hendrickson twice a year for the Bengals.
So now the Buccaneers are on the clock. I mean, what kind of lines up here is Reuben Bain Jr.
It
pick?
feels like it has to be Reuben Bain. I would be very surprised given the issues the Bucs have had, and then on top of it, losing Levante David.
Carnell Tate will be next in the press
has to be
Carnell Tate will be next in the
time for Bain to come off the board and not go very far from Miami to Tampa, but
no, that's he's staying in warm. He would be staying in warm weather.
He very much would. I do want to quote one thing about Ione that I'm interested with. I think this is about as savvy of a move as the Ravens have needed. There is a lot. I mean, more than just the fact that they lost Tyler Linderbaum. 2 of the worst guards were the Ravens, and Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Falele. There's no getting around that. Yeah. PFF may not be always the most reliable statistic, but I always love it for offensive line grading, and they were 2 of the bottom 3 in all of guards. So I feel like Ione coming in here is instantly going to give them a shot in the arm. It feels similar to what Seattle did bringing in Gray Zabel when Laken Tomlinson and Anthony Bradford were literally rated as the 2 worst guards in all of football.
Yeah, I real quick, I do want to get to a couple of quotes that we got from the press conferences, courtesy of Morgan Carr. And Sword Delane talking about the Chiefs saying it's not that I got to change culture, it's already there. It was one off season. And then about the Chiefs jumping ahead to get him, he said, I firmly believe defense wins championships, and that was a great decision to jump ahead and get the quote dog.
Now that
you're getting
that's a little bit of
here.
swagger there from Delane. I want to get that opinion. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like a guy that's got swagger about himself. I like that he has confidence in himself, and I think that's just a great selection by them.
100% have to agree with that. I mean, you get a guy that confident to step into the room, and that is something. I mean, we talked about how physical he is, how much we've been comparing him to Sauce Gardner. It really does feel like he even brings the confidence and swagger that someone like Sauce Gardner brings to the room. If you're the Chiefs, you gotta be so ecstatic about it. And I want to bring in one more quote that Morgan just sent, in which Delane said, "I think my physicality is underestimated and my flexibility to go inside and outside. Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do it." I genuinely think they found their next guy to take care of someone like to cover for losing Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I want to kind of look ahead at this Buccaneers pick, and then to the Jets. We did say that the Eagles are looking to trade up. I mean, I think, they're one of multiple teams, but they are a team that has been, some rumors that they do want to trade up in this draft. And, listen, there's a wide receiver out there that may or may not be getting traded from the Eagles. I mean, do you honestly see, realistically, do you guys see the Eagles taking a wide receiver? You think there is any validity to the wants and the needs? Like the mock draft, there's a lot of people, like experts, saying they take Denzel Boston.
I do say this with bias as a Boston fan. I mean, there's been noticeable rumors going around there that A.J. Brown might become a Patriot. Obviously, we'd love to see that, but I mean, I think you either take a guy like Denzel Boston or Mekhi Lemon if you decide to trade up with.
We'll get back to that in a second, but we have the pick. It is in for the Bucs.
With the 15th pick, the 2026 NFL Draft, Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Reuben Bain Jr.
Reuben Bain Jr. They didn't overthink it. Big need for the Buccaneers, and they go with Reuben Bain Jr. out of the U. It is all about the U tonight as Reuben Bain, the second Miami Hurricane, off the board with the first being the offensive tackle that went to the Giants. But wow, you know what? They didn't overthink it, guys. They certainly didn't. I like the pick. I don't know about y'all, but I think we're in the same boat here. I think
it's like the Ravens. You take the best guy on the board, and I was so happy. I'm so happy for a guy like Reuben Bain. I had to wait a while, but I got a chance to talk to Reuben Bain, and a lot of what he has attributed through his process, his time, is his mother. And that is something, a guy who is as positive as he is, a big-time family man, and then to pose with some of the best moves of any defensive player. Honestly, it is really shocking to know he fell as far as 15. But, I mean, Will, how happy are you for a guy like him to go to stay in his own state that we used to play college football?
I'm really happy he's staying in warmer weather, and I think I honestly think the Buccaneers got an absolute steal with him. I don't know how he slid down this low in the draft, but I mean, just a terrific selection on their end. Obviously, he needs to boost up the defense a little bit more, and they were right about in playoff contention, except for the loss to the Panthers. But I think an addition like this on defense means playoff time is coming in Tampa.
100%. I mean, Harley, what do you think? Especially with a big-time name like him finally gone. I mean, he was projected to go as high as 2 in some drafts, and he slipped all the way down to 15.
Yeah, with his numbers as high as they are for 21 years old, too, like, number 15, it's kind of shocking that it took this while, it took this long, but I don't know. I think this is overall a good choice with Buccaneers. I was kind of getting worried. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What's taking so long here? But I don't know. I think it's a decent pick for this.
And I think
it took a little too long.
No, 100. I think it's an interesting one that he slid.
15, I think he should have been a little.
I thought he was gonna be top 10, 100%. But
hey, top 20 something. You know?
Yeah. And I think what's interesting here is what they might end up doing now. I think they might take Kalijah Kancey, who may not be the biggest guy in the world, and slide him right next to Vita Vea. You got power on one end and speed on the other, pushing your interior line. And then you put Ruben Bain to pair up with guys like Anthony Nelson, A'Shawn Robinson, and now Bain in the mix. Honestly, this Bucs team, while there's still a lot of questions on if Todd Bowles staying here was the right call, there is a lot of happiness within the room for bringing in this guy, this stud.
I think the speed is going to be key for this team this season. Bringing in a lot of good players to this draft, and a lot of them have good defensive records and a lot of speed built up on their career too. So it's going to be a good choice for them. Now we're going to the Jets, correct? So
the Jets again.
The pick is in for this as well.
And
then Detroit is up on the clock.
Yep. This is the pick that came from the
So what do you guys think about the Jets call here?
I personally got them taking Mekhi Lemon. I think they need a wide receiver. I believe Garrett Wilson is on the outs there. And I mean, you need a franchise wide receiver that you know is going to stick around for a while, and I think Lemon's your guy there.
I think I'd have to agree here, because especially now with Ione off the board, they need to just, I would say, take the best wide receiver available, which right now is Mekhi Lemon.
We've been seeing, like, Willow, I've been looking at ESPN throwing back around some top choices. Lemon has been thrown around a lot on this board here.
So here's the Jets pick. Kenyon Sadiq is the pick, the tight end
Lemon's be out
of Oregon.
I'm very glad I got, this was the last, or it was the second to last graphic I got in. I was very happy to get this one in.
Now, this pick really surprises me, and I'll tell you why. It's because they have Jeremy Ruckert at tight end. I mean, you already have a guy that's had a couple years in the league. He's been proven to be a serviceable tight end. And I like the addition of Kenyon Sadiq, but I think at the same time you also have to consider the fact that you have one of the best wide receiving prospects in Mekhi Lemon.
No, I do have to agree there.
Counterpoint is, why would you settle for serviceable when you have a future star on the board that can continue to improve this offense? I mean, I like the pick. I mean, I look at what Donovan says, great blocker as a tight end. Certainly can continue to help the O-line, and already went defense. I think we both agree going offense was a good move here. However, I do like them going with Sadiq. Disappointing that the Eagles didn't get a chance to get him.
I am very happy for this pick, and weirdly enough, because it pairs so well with a guy like Mason Taylor, who is so underratedly good for this Jets team. And you pair these two together, along with Jeremy Ruckert, like, this is a big unit. I think the Jets want to get bigger.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that just failed. And one of the few bright sides was how good Armand Membu was last year to go with Ola Fashanu. I mean, this is a team that wants to get bigger.
Yep.
And I love the addition of bringing in a guy like Sadiq.
6'3", 245. You can't deny his size and athletic ability.
And a lot of people think how good, and that's the underrated aspect of his game. He's got elite route running skills for a tight end. There is a chance you could maybe even get, a chance of a George Kittle, a Kyle Pitts out of a guy like him if used properly. And one thing I want to highlight here, as we got more quotes here, talking about Carnell Tate, talking about the Ohio State legacy. As he said, it's a blessing. All those guys have paved the way for me. When you go to Ohio State, you expect to go first round. I mean, talking about that, Will. I mean, the legacy is Ohio State receivers, which we all joke is wide receiver you.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying the ability that that coach had on developing all those wide receivers. He just went down to South Florida. It's Brian Hartline. Just, of course, now I'm forgetting the name. But I mean, there's no denying that he had just an insane ability at developing elite wide receivers. I mean, the list goes on and on. You had Michael Thomas, Terry McLaurin, Marvin Harrison, Jeremiah Smith next year, Carnell Tate. All these great guys that went
Caleb Downs at the press conference. Caleb Downs at the press conference room.
Keeps hearing every time.
There you go.
I know, it always comes out.
Caleb Downs. Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah, but I mean, just continuing on with my point, Ohio State can develop good wide receivers, and they do produce well in the NFL.
All right, I think it's about time for the Lions to make their pick. The needs: O-line,
tackle,
defensive end, D-line as a whole, and the guard position. So let's see what they end up going with. Just for the record,
just before they announce the pick, I like to throw my hat in the ring. I got them taking Akeem Mesidor here.
Ooh.
I think it's just a name that hasn't been mentioned a lot. I mean, I don't know how you can deny his talent playing alongside his former teammate Ruben Bain there at Miami. Obviously didn't go all the way, but they did make it to the national championship game, and that defense was a crucial part of getting them there.
I do actually like that take. I think Mesidor is very quietly underrated through this draft. And there's guys who have slid up the board. I mean, Katie Proctor was projected to go in the late first round, mid-late first, like around 25 to 28, or 25 to 29, actually. And it's interesting to see him climb over guys like Monroe Freeling and Blake, forgive me on this, Blake Miller from Clemson. These are two guys who I think the Lions desperately need help. And if I'm going to look at a guy, I think this might be the time to take a guy like Blake Miller.
I think that makes sense, but I mean, let me just paint you a picture here.
Ooh, you paint a picture, all right? Do it.
Let's picture the Detroit Lions defensive line. You have a fully healthy Aiden Hutchinson, and you pair him with Akeem Mesidor. That's just a recipe for disaster, and in a good way on defense. At least for Detroit, that's a bad recipe for disaster if you're any other team in that conference.
No, I definitely do have to agree with that. And you pair him with a Lee McNeil as well. Like, I can see it. It's there. Yep. I see it. I see the vision.
Absolutely.
He's painting. He's cooking over here.
Bro is cooking.
I can't really cook a lot, but I cook when it comes to the NFL draft. When it comes to the NFL draft, apparently. That's
Yeah. All right. So the pick is in for the Lions. Let's see what Roger Goodell has to say announcing the pick for the Detroit Lions. Let's see. Our good buddy Roger Goodell.
I'm also excited to see where this one goes.
Yeah. I just want to point out I had this pick spoiled too. It's not easy. It's not easy being the insider here, the host. Hosting insiding.
I'm joined here by Easton, a 14-year-old Lions fan whose wish is to announce the first round draft pick for his favorite team.
Agreed.
I'd like to ask all of you to join me in cheering on Easton as he makes his wish come true. Take it away, Easton.
And here we go. Let's see what Easton has to say.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson.
Blake Miller from Clemson.
I'm very happy with that one.
Take your victory lap there.
I mean, I get
A very small victory lap, but yes.
I get this was wishful thinking, but I honestly thought he was going to slide. He was going to slide to my Patriots at 31. That's it. It would have been a heavy slide, but
It would have been a crazy slide.
Again, a great pickup for them. Adding on to that O line to protect Jared Goff down there. I mean, I like that. I like that pickup for them. 6'6", 315, 22.
Yeah. I like that.
And I think the interesting thing for me is like it's almost like in a way a change of identity in a sense. They've lost a lot of talent, and there's no getting around that. And especially on the offensive line, they have gotten hit brutally, especially losing guys like Frank Ragnow, who tried to unretire but had like a grade 3 hamstring strain, which is just insane saying that out loud. You had that, and just a lot of guys just didn't pan out, especially guys like Christian Mahogany. So you're getting a very talented guy. And a fun thing that I noted here, courtesy of Donovan, he was a high school wrestler. This is a very physical guy. And again, it changed the identity from going from a team that is going to run super physical, and they still can with a guy like with them bringing in Isaiah Pacheco after losing David Montgomery in a trade. But I think this is assembling a sign that they want to switch to a more pass-heavy unit and take advantage of the guys like Laporta and Jameson Williams and obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. I mean, again, just adding to an already stacked offense, and just a great team for him to go to as an offensive tackle.
All right, the pick is in. Here we go.
The 2026 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Caleb Banks.
Caleb Banks. And
oh wow!
By the way, I believe the Eagles, unless they're making a mistake, are on the clock. They have the Eagles on the clock on the NFL draft screen in here.
And I got to say this with Caleb Banks, you're getting a massive defensive
Another
tackle
freak of
there.
nature guy.
6'6", 330.
That's insane.
At 23. He's obviously transferred in from Louisville.
Nick says a freak of nature.
And I just love that.
We have some big guys here, man.
There are some massive people.
6'6", 330.
This is scary, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to shout out Donovan's notes again. You do have the injury to worry about there. He played 3 games due to a foot injury, but he's a great one-on-one. Tackling's a little bit of a problem for him, but again, he uses his size to his advantage. And I mean, how could you not at 6'6", 330?
Yeah, and I mean,
seeing that coming down,
it is
the field, man, and coming at you.
Oh yeah,
I give credit to NFL players so much.
This is screaming nose tackle ability, and I am so happy for the Vikings here.
Eagles have made a trade to pick number 20.
Oh, so the Panthers still got their pick though, correct?
I know we're all excited for Eagles.
Yeah, the Panthers, the pick is in right now. However, the Eagles
traded with the Cowboys?
Traded with the Dallas Cowboys for the 20th overall pick.
This feels like sacrilege.
You know the history there. It's
take 2, because that's happened before.
I know.
Tale's old as time there.
Yeah. This is still developing. I'm getting the details right now. And I will get it to you as we go along here, but this is, quite frankly, sacrilege. Here it is. The Eagles have traded up. They trade the 23rd overall pick, 114th overall pick, and 137th overall pick for the 20th. They also get a 7th round pick. Not that it matters, but they get a 7th rounder. But they have moved up 3 spots. And to be honest, I don't know, because it was like, hey, you're going to trade up maybe for Proctor, Sadiq, Bain, Pipe Dream Downs. I'm not sure where they go with this now, but something is telling me, and I'm really scared, that they might take a wide receiver. I'm getting really scared right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm terrified.
What'll be interesting is that the Panthers one up them and take Mekhi Lemon right before them. I don't think they will, but it's also interesting to say because I don't know if there's another safety. Maybe Oregon's guy who just came in, who was here for the draft today. badly blanking on the name. I apologize.
Thieneman.
Dylan Thieneman, thank you very much. Or potentially, and I am not, another guy who has been sliding and has been really shocking me because this dude is unbelievably talented, is Jermod McCoy, the top guy available right now.
And I honestly have them taking him with this pick.
I think this is his time to go because I think Carolina would love to get just another solid guy to pair with, J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson and get a truly borderline elite cornerback room. I would love to see it right now.
So I will say the pick is in for the Panthers.
And you got spoiled.
Also, for the record, with the Eagles pick that was just traded, number 20, that's the second time that pick has been traded. It was originally Green Bay, went to Dallas in the Michael Parsons trade, I believe.
Oh.
Correct?
I believe so, yes.
And now it is a Philadelphia Eagles pick. And they are currently on the clock with that pick right now. And obviously, they're making their decision. But right now, we're waiting for the draft pick from Carolina as their pick is in. And
really long delay for a team that had their pick ready for, I would say, pretty quickly as soon as they were put on the clock after the Vikings took Banks.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is interesting. I wonder if they're still finalizing the Eagles trade in between there, like finalizing with the impromptu legal offices, I guess, at the draft site here.
Also, kind of unrelated, I kind of just want to tip my cap to this draft order. I mean, you look at picks 20 and 21, you literally have both teams from PA picking back to back. So you got Philly at pick 20 and you got Pittsburgh at pick 21. I think that's really special.
100%.
Yeah.
Dell steps up to the microphone and silence.
So here we go.
The Carolina Panthers select Monroe Freeman, tackle, Georgia.
Monroe.
Yeah. So interesting.
You needed a guy. Look, you needed a guy to back up Bryce Young, and I mean, he has
Monroe Freeman.
He has all the tools that you need, or he has what you want in an offensive tackle. I mean, you look at this graphic here: 2 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and 6 hurries allowed. And now, I got to be honest, as a Pats fan, it's given me flashbacks to Will Campbell here. Honestly, I think that's in college.
Listen, I mean, you had to know I was going to say something, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. Anyways, the Eagles they have their pick in. I swear to God, I'm not getting this spoiled here. I'm not
He is
looking
turning
anywhere.
so far away to make sure he doesn't get spoiled. But while he's getting ready for that, I love this addition to pair. I think they might try to maybe move Taylor Morton more inside, let Aquanu and Monroe Freeling man the tackle positions, and then you got Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt potentially moving back to center, and Taylor Morton. This is genuinely potentially, if Monroe Freeling pans out, as a top 5 offensive line in this entire NFL. This is a very nasty pick for the Panthers.
Here we go. Eagles pick is in.
And Jack's gonna
Not gonna lie,
start
guys.
losing his mind.
Just look up.
Everybody
Let's
hold
get
him.
some bad juju here. I don't like this.
Everybody hold
Let's see.
Jack. He's gonna be okay.
The 2026 NFL Draft. The Philadelphia Eagles select Makai Lemon.
And there it is.
Got Lemon.
Everybody loves next in the press conference.
So there it is.
Eagles take Makai Lemon, a wide receiver
Eagles take
from USC.
All but guaranteeing.
Basically guaranteed that AJ Brown, yes, that's happening.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know what to think.
It's an interesting one. The Biletnikoff Award winner this past year, though, so this is a very talented guy. I mean, Jack, what are you thinking right now? I feel like you're.
How you feeling, Jack?
You're very quiet on this one.
I mean, I don't know, man. I got a pit in my stomach. I knew they were going to take a wide receiver. I knew it. I could feel it in myself. What did I say before this pick? There was some bad juju. And in a town where Juju Smith-Schuster played, this is why.
Patriots legend.
My God.
Chiefs legend.
Yeah, that's both. D, all the above. I gotta be honest. I didn't want to take a wide receiver.
And I think that's why they went there. They wanted to one-up the Steelers, who is going now.
Yeah, so that makes it interesting with the Steelers for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm a little lost for words there. I didn't expect them to take a wide receiver in the first round tonight. I think obviously they talked about and I didn't expect it to be Mekhi Lemon. Though I didn't think he dropped to where he is. I thought maybe Denzel Boston probably.
It's definitely
is your guy, but I'm just
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that one. But yeah, Eagles get Mekhi Lemon. God knows where they go from. So when is that AJ Brown trade happening? When are we gonna make? They could have literally announced it tonight.
I need him on my team.
It's interesting because we got Eagles to Patriots right here.
You don't get him until June 1st.
But it'll be interesting to see now, especially because the big 3 wide receivers are off the board. There is still very talented guys that will be coming around in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round with people like Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion. I mean, there is a very big surplus of wide receivers. I remember hearing that I believe Mel Kiper said that there was a possibility that I think he said there is 20 NFL-ready wide receivers in this class, and I believe it. I mean, even look at the teams like Indiana when you got Omar Cooper lost in there, Surratt's not even in there. That should tell you how talented. I mean, there is a wide list of talented wide receivers here.
Yeah. It's a wide receiver heavy class, but I also want to showcase the defensive portion of the class. I mean, you can't deny all the talent that's there.
No, 100%. And I feel like as we are waiting, I mean, I kind of want to bounce off from one to the up next. I mean, this is a very talented group. I mean, we still haven't even seen Mesidor get called off. Zion Young is one of the most, I would say, intriguing prospects in the entire list. And I will be very curious to see what happens with him and Cassius Howe. Yeah. I mean, I've been listed on the clock with Donovan, Tyler, and Leo, and this name gets brought up all the time. I mean, what do you think? Do you think a Mesidor? I mean, the real question is, I don't know if Young or Howe will get taken before the end of the first round. Do you think Mesidor gets taken within these last 12 picks?
I mean, I truly do think they think that he'll get picked up. I mean, the Chargers are up next. They need some defensive help. Obviously, they're looking at an offensive guard. But I truly do think that Mesidor will be taken off the board at some point.
I will say I'm actually with the Eagles. I'm starting to get a little more positive with it.
How so?
I think at first, AJ Brown's gone. He's a flipping Super Bowl champion. I think I'm allowed to be upset with that.
Yeah.
And but obviously he's going to be gone. Now that you look at where we're at in the draft, there's a really good possibility that you get a really good safety in the 2nd round. You look at what the Eagles have done in the last however many years. Cooper DeJean was not a day 1 pick. Reed Blankenship wasn't, obviously. Let's see how it turns out. But there's no denying that Mekhi Lemon is a crazy good prospect. He's got a lot of talent. AJ Brown's gone though. That's for sure, which really sucks. But guess we should have known. They're playing.
They
Renegade,
are playing
by the way,
Renegade.
right now, which is sick.
He's so awesome. But I guess as we were getting ready for the Steelers pick, I want to read a quick quote off from Morgan.
I don't want to sound biased or anything, but I think this is the best package.
What?
I think this is the best package that's been put together so far.
Oh, they've been doing a great job tonight putting the package
I think
together.
this was pretty nice.
But as we're getting ready with talk about the Eagles, I want to talk about a division rival, the Cowboys, in which they took Caleb Downs, and Caleb Downs talked about how hard it is to get to the NFL. He says it's a select brotherhood. Not everyone gets a chance to make it. Select high school kids make it to college, and an even smaller one makes it to the NFL. I can't describe this feeling. It's great. And to talk about being one of 32 guys this year to be drafted in the first round, I mean, there's always a special feeling of being a first-round pick.
So, the Steelers are probably right on the verge of making their pick here. The Chargers are up after, then the Cowboys, then the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, certainly going to be interesting to see where those teams go. These are now teams that have made the playoffs this previous year and are looking to build on that. For a second,
They're building up so much hype for the Steelers pick.
You can hear, not even from like the TV, but from like out there, I thought.
You could hear out in Acrisure.
Yeah, so.
This call could make history, man.
All right, here we go.
This is going to be big. I'm curious to see where this one goes.
This is going to be massive. Like when you found your earbuds. We'll get to that story after this pick.
They're going to draw this one out, guys.
Of course they are. That's what they did when they were in Philly and when they're in Green Bay.
Leadership Award recognizes high school football players who demonstrate leadership, character, and service, both on and off the field. Congratulations to each of you. We wish all of you the best as you continue your football journeys. The last time I introduced the Steelers' first-round pick, I was fortunate to introduce TJ Watt. And with the 21st pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, Pittsburgh Steelers select Max Behind.
Ooh.
All right.
Maxie Honshaw from Arizona State.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little disappointed with this pick on my end. I honestly thought that he was going to be a pickup for the Patriots. I was telling multiple people pre-draft.
Wasn't there like 5 guys you said could be pickups for
this
the
is
Patriots?
This is the second. I don't want to be. I don't want to.
Like every 5 picks, like I could have got him at 31.
Will's being salty, man.
Like, bro.
Hey, no.
Will's a little upset on this one.
Well, I do want to congratulate you on a great draft pick. I mean, 6'5", 321. Can't deny that. Can't deny that size, and I think he'll help you with whatever quarterback you decide to use in this year.
A very interesting one as well. Again, a guy who, Arizona State had a lot of problems, especially after losing Sam Levitt. He didn't allow a single sack. There is the issues of all the injuries. Again, with this guy, Arizona State kind of went through the ringer these past few years. He's had things like a left leg injury, a concussion, and a torn labrum. That torn labrum is definitely going to be the one that's really concerning. And more importantly, he has only been playing football since 2021. That's a very interesting pick, but for what it's worth, I feel like the Steelers need some more talent on the line. I mean, you saw what the Ravens did. You can't get complacent, even with, I would say, a very underratedly talented line with Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, Troy Fatanu, and Broderick Jones. They've invested a lot of capital, a lot of draft capital into this offensive line. You know what I mean, Harley?
Yeah, we've had so much change happen from season to season. I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled to see something potentially good come out of the Steelers season. You know?
No, 100%. Especially
I knew QB wasn't going to be taken in the first round. That ain't happening.
And they heavily.
It's going to be more of a Saturday thing.
And they love their offensive line investments. You've seen it with so many talented guys, from David DeCastro. You had Alejandro Villanueva and obviously Marquise Pouncey. I mean, this is a team that loves their offensive line, especially through the draft.
Clearly, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so Maxie Honshaw is the pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Out of ASU, the Sun Devils have their second guy taken in this draft. So, San Diego. Oh my God, the Los Angeles Chargers.
It's
my bad.
It's natural, you know. I can't blame you there.
Well, did that scare you when they put the?
I keep saying this. It's every time. I know it's coming too, and that's like the worst part.
Didn't hear.
It's maybe the most funny part about it.
If you didn't hear.
What?
So if you didn't hear, David Bailey.
Is he? I'm not 100% sure.
Is he in the? Who's in the conference room?
I think it's David Bailey.
Sure.
I heard that it's
If you didn't,
I heard it's Mekhi Lemon.
It's John.
It's John. I want to talk about today. About 5 minutes before we went live.
Okay.
5 minutes.
You always shut me down with this stuff.
Like 10 minutes before we went live, Harley. I don't even know what I did. But Hurley decides to throw his earbud at me. I didn't even feel it. I don't think he even hit me.
That's what's
And he lost.
Just like
Oh yeah, it just slipped.
I was trying to nudge Jack out of my way because I'm trying to set up our system here, you know. And then Jack won't get out of my way, so I actually had to throw my earbud, put it back in my ear, and drop it. Oh, I think I got no pick.
The Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Matador. There he goes.
Well, you're not doing a good night today.
There you go.
I'm not.
We're talking about that.
I'm looking at my.
That off the board, Mesidor goes.
I'm looking at. I'm not looking at my roster. I'm looking at my score on the ESPN app for picking draft picks. I am 2 for 13 right now.
Wow.
That's not good.
But it also sums up with how unpredictable this draft has been tonight. I mean, there's been a lot of, I would say, again, even with the Rams pick that shocked everyone and Ty Simpson, every year I could always say there is at least one pick that makes you scratch your head of like,
There's one that always.
what are they thinking? I don't think there has been one, even with Ty Simpson, and I love this guy, Mesidor. He is just pro ready right off the jump. This dude is super talented. He has had a lot of injuries. There's no getting around that. He has this dangerous rip move. He didn't have a lot of experience with double teams because of how dominant Ruben Bain was, but this is a dude who is very, very talented and can hit hard when he gets in open field. I mean, I love this, especially for a team that lost Odafe Owe in the offseason.
I do want to just backtrack a little bit here. I do want to shout out my Gridiron Gospel co-host, Jason Obremski here. He is, for lack of a better term, not at all happy with the draft pick that his Steelers just picked up. So we'll get his opinion on that. Hopefully I'll talk with him. I guess early tomorrow morning. And maybe bring that into day 2 tomorrow. But safe to say, Obremski's not a fan of the draft pick.
I can't say I blame him, but it'll be interesting to see, especially because blocking is an important thing. I'm going to quote Morgan from the press conference with Francis Mauigoa, in which he said, I'm excited to play with Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboot. It's a dream come true to block for Jackson. And then also to tail that off with another quote, talking about the Giants coaching staff. Francis said they're old school coaches. They're the type to make you run through walls. I mean, Jackson and Cam coming in the room with the guys they have, it feels like a culture shift, especially now with John Harbaugh into the room. It is a very exciting time.
I want to give Donovan Cranage's results or thoughts on the pick. He said, number 1, AJ's gone. Number 2, we, in parentheses, Howie, are goated. He likes the pick. I think Mekhi Lemon was supposed to go higher though. So this is
like slightly, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so they traded up. They obviously like Mekhi Lemon. Listen, if they took Denzel Boston, I wouldn't have liked the pick. So, because I thought Mekhi, take the more high-profile guy. Don't try to get cute. You've been burned on that years and years and years before, and just don't overthink. Make the pick. So I'm happy with the pick. Now that we have gone past the initial results, the initial thoughts, I do like the pick. Well done by the Birds.
We are quickly running head first through the first round. I mean, this is even
Yeah.
at 10:15,
Holy crap.
it feels like we are moving very quickly
It's-
through the first round.
I believe the 10-minute to 8-minute has really helped the movement of the clock. I
Yeah, the
remember,
8 minutes is
I
incredible.
remember last year while the draft was on, we were at the media dinner night. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And it took like forever to announce draft picks while we look over and we're trying to focus on the dinner, but we're also focusing on the draft that's going on behind us in the bar.
Hey, that's excellent multitasking for you. I got to applaud you there.
Yeah. But it took so long, but this is moving along beautifully.
I want to highlight some stuff as we're getting ready, as the Browns are now on the clock and the Cowboys pick are in. There hasn't been a lot of draft picks up for debate. I mean, there's actually been a lot of A+ that I normally never see the first round on CBS. 4 to be exact, with Spencer Fano, Caden Proctor, Ruben Bain, and Arvell Reese. So I mean, there's a lot of teams. There's very few, I would say, questionable decisions. Even the ones like Blake Miller for the Lions and Caleb Banks for the Vikings. Again, I'm very confused about the Caleb Banks being rated as a D on CBS. He's a very, very, very talented guy. I know there's a lot of raw talent there that they're going to have to extract, but the Vikings are an amazing unit, and Brian Flores is still there. I mean, overall, this has been a incredible draft overall. I think every team is pulling out all the stops to give their fans something to be optimistic about here. So, I gotta give a shout out for what it's worth. This team, everybody has. This has been a very exciting draft. There has been a lot of predictability outside of maybe like 4 or 5 draft picks.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'll move to my right here. It's looking like a large part of the crowd is leaving, going to bed so they can wake up early for round 2 tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I mean, honestly, for what it's worth here, like, I feel like the whole city's been kind of hyping up the whole draft here a little too much, personally.
You know what? I also want to point out that you also can see. Oh, we'll get to in a second. Lawrence
And
goes to the Cowboys.
remember what I was just saying? That is one that caught me a little off guard.
As he searches for the paper.
I'm actually going to back Nick.
I don't remember hearing that name.
That pick surprised me too. I thought with their need at cornerback, I thought they'd maybe go after a guy like Jermond McCoy, who's still on the board, Avion Terrell, but they decided to go down. They decided to go down the route where they obviously took Malachi Lawrence. I mean, but you look at this guy. He's 6'4", 253. I mean, I think he's capable of a lot at this position.
There's definitely a lot there. I mean, it's definitely an interesting call there. I mean, a team has to see. And I was about to say, if there was a guy I thought that was going to be a mid-major pickup, I would have thought it would be Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. But I mean, I love Toledo players. I mean, Jack can obviously attest with the Eagles and Quinion Mitchell, but it definitely isn't.
Yeah,
It definitely was a bit of a head scratcher, but yeah.
By the way, the Browns are on the clock, and we'll point out here that there are probably a lot of Browns fans here in attendance tonight that are eagerly awaiting another Browns pick. We saw that they early on made that trade with Kansas City, then took Spencer Fano, and with that all out of the way, where do you think they go here? Is there any shot? What about a quarterback? Do you think they stick with Shadur?
I would think so because of the fact that Simpson's off the board. I think if he was here now, they would have 100% grabbed him, but because the Rams stole him, I don't think he goes. This might be a time where you see another wide receiver.
Omar
Maybe
Cooper?
there is a chance. I think there is a big chance you see Omar Cooper taken off the board here. It certainly feels possible here, unless they go cornerback route, since Denzel Ward is continuing to get older, to have a succession plan there.
You could take you could take Boston. You could take who was it that you just said?
Omar Cooper and Casey Concepcion.
Yeah, Casey Concepcion. He's still on the board.
So, yeah, I like Concepcion. Concepcion, I really like.
Very underrated player.
I get to watch. I watch him a few times. Texas A&M games. I thought that Texas A&M wide receiver core was really good too. So like, yeah, I wouldn't mind it seeing him come off the board here for the Cleveland Browns. Once again, team needs QB, O-line, wide receiver, cornerback, edge. You have Shedeur Sanders. Are we buying stock in him or not? If you're the Browns, we'll see with this pick for sure.
Yeah.
It'll continue to paint a picture for us.
100%. And I think I'm going to keep grabbing some quotes here while we got a quick minute. Talk about Jeremiah Love, as he talks about his running style, that you get everything in one. I'm the complete package. I could do anything to get this organization success. I know Cardinals fans got to be excited hearing that for what for a while was probably the most shocking pick through the first round.
Great song being played, by the way.
Agreed.
Hope this doesn't get us copyrighted.
I've stopped this before.
USA. Yeah, it has happened before, and it was your fault. I'm kidding.
Right. For anyone wondering, if you want to go find, was it on? No, it was my channel. On my channel, Silver Ranch.
That's the worst part about
a little
it.
plug there. On my channel, Silver Ranch, I got copyrighted because Jack went over to the speakers and played the entirety of One Shining Moment. Who, again, I'm still happy I listened to that. Everybody, especially Harley and Jack, know I am a sucker for. I love Luther Vandross, so it just puts a smile on my face.
I do love that song too, and I gotta be honest, I do have a bit of a unique experience with that song. I remember my dad was actually cutting down the net at my grandparents' old hoop, and he insisted repeatedly that song be played while he was cutting down the net, which it really only seems fitting at the time.
It does.
You ask him about it today, he'll say he's proud of it. Honestly.
I'd be pretty proud of it too if I did something like that.
Getting to cut down the net to One Shining Moment, I completely
It's iconic,
agree.
man. Not everyone gets
It
to
really
do it.
is.
Gets people going.
I think they're showing Steelers fans giving the
thumb down.
They don't like the Browns. They really don't. But I think we're gonna get a pick here pretty soon. Harley's standing up. He's gonna answer.
He's getting excited.
Are you pumped for the Cleveland Browns pick?
He is.
I don't really care as a Steelers fan, but I'm excited as a draft stuff, you know?
Here we go, though. Here is the Cleveland Browns
Leaving
pick.
these two here.
As announced by Roger Goodell. JC Concepcion, or Casey, my apologies.
My
Concepcion. Did I kind of refer to that being a good pick or not? No. I think we all group consensus on a wide receiver, and there's a couple of guys that could go with, Omar Cooper, Concepcion. They go with KC.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of positives. And again, a guy who a lot of people probably didn't rate too highly going into the year, he skyrocketed up draft boards throughout the year.
And I gotta be honest, I've liked this guy since the beginning of the season. I called the fact that he was gonna have a high level season, and honestly, I like to pat myself on the back here.
Give a round of applause.
A little round of applause never hurt any. But honestly, I like this pick by the Browns. I think they're getting a great wide receiver, and
I'm going to take a little walk. I'll be right back.
You go for it.
I think there's some snacks, fellas.
Go for it.
I'll say that. Following a lot of college sports this year because of work and thanks to Nick, I've definitely found some gems of different players.
I love that we talk about this.
KC is really stood out. So,
Yeah.
good on Browns.
I love we talk about gems because, I mean, this is a gem right here for the Browns. I mean, he has been so underrated throughout the entirety of this season, and especially because of a room that's just not deep. I mean, not at all. I mean, Jerry Jeudy's still their number one, and you need some value. I think KC is probably going to be I want to give props to Donovan for here. I do agree with him here. He does feel a little more like a slot receiver, but he is super speedy. He's a great for being 5'11" and a great run blocker. That's a good sign to see, and that he gets good separation after the catch. There's a lot of yak opportunity there, which again the Browns desperately need some of that because getting yards after the catch was like a nightmare for this team. They could definitely hit the top off of a defense every now and then with guys like Bond and Corley and Jeudy, but there just wasn't much else besides the occasional deep ball.
You know, as long as he can run, cool. And I'm saying that as a Steelers fan. Congrats,
Always a trait you want in a wide receiver. That can run. Yeah.
You just want to be able to run fast, man. Yeah. I'd say that as a Steelers fan, congratulate the Browns. Good job.
Next up, we have the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
As the Bears had an unbelievable year this past year, almost Cinderella type year. But I stand on this. I think I know exactly who they are going for, and I am putting his name right at the top of this list right here. Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I love this guy. Toledo has done a really good job developing some players, guys like Quinion Mitchell, obviously. So I hope this is the pick to pair right next to Kobe Bryant, as they lost both Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker. Kevin Byard actually went to your team, I believe, correct?
I believe, yes, he did. Good.
As he quickly fact-checking for me, but this is the perfect time for the Bears to get their two lockdown safeties. As they signed Kobe Bryant to a 3-year deal.
He is a Patriot safety.
He is, and you're going to pair Bryant right next to McNeil Warren. I mean, what do you think? Where do you think the Bears go? Do you think they go there, or do they try to address their D-line, maybe bring in a Zion Young, a Cassius Howe maybe?
I think you go D-line here. I think you try to improve on the pass rush that you need to pick up a little bit here. So I can definitely see him going for a guy like who were we just mentioning?
Zion Young, Cassius Howe maybe.
Yeah, Zion Young, Cassius Howe.
I do like it. It's definitely because the one thing that was surprising was the Bears line was unfortunately really disappointing at times. I mean, they weren't getting much out of Gervon Dexter Sr., Grady Jarrett, and Austin Booker. If it wasn't for Montez Sweat, they actually probably would have had the worst pass rush, which is really surprising for a team that was... I mean, again, this team has the offensive talent. We have seen it, even with them trading away DJ Moore. This is an unbelievably talented offensive unit. So it is pretzel bites you got over there, but it's going to fall down on... They got to get either someone to pair right next to Kobe Bryant or some help on the D-line. It'll be interesting to see where the Bears go here and give Dennis Allen some much-needed help.
Absolutely.
I feel like Will is eyeing up those pretzels. Hey, you got time.
We're looking at about 5 picks a night, correct? 5 more picks? 5 or 6?
7 more.
7 more. Okay.
I can't say it's not scandal. I was gonna tell you something that I had to hold back for a second. I was like, I'm live. I can't say that.
I love it. We're not on Silver Ranch, buddy.
We're not on Silver Ranch. No, we are not.
Not cool.
Gotta keep it Silver Ranch.
This is why I held it. It definitely cannot
Good
do
job.
that. No. But it'll be interesting.
It's a great skill to have.
They're getting ready. Some of the next draft picks will be the Houston Texans as they are on the clock, along with the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills.
By the way, I love how mad Pittsburgh Steelers fans are right now about the Kyle Lemon. And you know what? I'd be pretty mad about them, too.
To get leapfrog like that definitely stings. There's no getting around that. That stings.
I believe that, the Steelers fans are pretty mad about that one. I mean, for the record, I do think it was a good offensive lineman they got. I mean, obviously it's not who they wanted, and fair enough, man. I mean, you got a team that a city that's waiting for a lot of more positive things than what they have seen in the last decade. There hasn't been much to be happy about, so they wanted a more riskier pick, I guess, and I can't blame them. Here's the Texans pick.
With the 25th pick, the 2026 NFL Draft, Chicago Bears select Dylan Thieneman.
Oh, Thieneman.
Guy we interviewed yesterday.
Tell me a little bit about Thieneman.
I like his game. I really do. It's do you have the notes on him?
I have not. I am pulling him up as we speak, but we got a chance to talk with him. I mean, Donovan did, and I think what is very interesting to see, a very soft-spoken person, but the kind of guy who lets his playing do the talking there, as I am currently clicking.
Well, you got to see him in the Oregon Tech game.
We did.
I mean, looked pretty good in that.
Yeah, I like his game. I like he's a lockdown. He can cover the deep ball really well, so that's certainly something to look forward to if you're a Bears fan.
100%. And I think what is underrated here is a guy like him who has the spacing ability that he does to mix with, I would say, pretty solid coverage skills as a whole. I mean, this is a very solid dude they're getting to pair with in the room. So I love this as a whole. There's a lot of optimism there. I actually like this move for the Bears.
I would agree with that.
As we are getting ready for the next pick, here it is. Oh, hold up.
San Francisco has traded their pick.
Houston is currently on the clock. Yeah, you are correct. As
just announced it here.
As Miami has traded up 3 spots. Well, actually, maybe not. They traded up 3 spots with the Niners.
They need all the help they can get, honestly.
As we're getting ready, I mean, there's so much.
Man. Pretty impressive. I respect the move. As I try and find my charger.
As you do.
Jesus
But
Lord. It was like
I want to.
disaster.
Oh no. As we're getting ready, as we're nearing the end of this draft, I want to highlight something because the draft is like most things. It builds up optimism, but nothing is guaranteed. And a quote from David Bailey talking about Jets fans. I know this is probably not the thing they like to hear, but I think it is a very important message. He says, stay patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. This team is looking for change. The fans want change. Please stay patient.
I think that's a great message just to give to those fans. I mean, you've been wanting so much for so long. But I mean, again, Rome sure as heck wasn't built in a day. And I think with the Jets it's going to be a bit of a wait. But
right next to them is the Dolphins, who will also probably be waiting as well. Also, he looks forward to beating up on the Giants. Just a nice little fun thing. Nice little fun thing I want to do.
Little jab at an in-state rival. Or an in-stadium rival, I should say.
I would say, yeah. It's definitely... We're getting into the deep bag of the draft now as the Dolphins are coming back. Or actually, as the Texans are getting ready. How do we describe what happened with the Houston Texans this season? Because they're probably a very hard case to look at here.
I mean, on the one hand, they did make it to the playoffs. They did beat your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sorry for bringing back bad memories there, but
harsh wounds.
I like where they're at. I think if they improve on their O-line a little bit, add to Will Anderson, just improve on your O-line, just full stop.
They have to. I mean, it's definitely an interesting call here. You could see maybe a Caleb Lomu come off the board here for them. It definitely feels possible. There is, I think it's also a chance they could try to build up on the defensive line. You could see Kendrick Falk maybe hear his name called. There's like a lot of different ways this team honestly could go, and I'm really this is where it gets interesting when we get to the back part here, because I saw the Malachi Lawrence pick that just completely caught me off guard.
Yeah.
You start digging through the bag between like 15 to like 40, and you get a wide range here. As the pick is officially in for the Texans.
With the 26th pick, 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Keelan Rutledge, guard, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech guard.
Okay, Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech.
Scrolls through his papers.
Because that was a name I didn't even see in the papers.
Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech.
But again, this is where we get a big,
6'4", 320. Not a lot on him on ESPN.
a very interesting name right there. But Georgia Tech was a very underrated team this year, especially where a lot of their strengths lie is run blocking. Where did the Texans rank in terms of running the ball? Really bad. There's just no getting around that. Outside of the few good runs that Jawar Jordan had and like one or two good games that Woody Marks had, there was not a whole lot to be excited with in this Texas offense, especially on the ground. It felt like C.J. Stroud was just drowning there. And I think getting a guy who has a lot of running experience with a very smash-mouth offense in Georgia Tech might translate over to the Houston Texans.
I actually got to give him a lot of credit here. He started 13 games at right guard, didn't allow sack, and allowed 6 QB hurries on 872 snaps last year.
The first team All ACC and third team AP All American as well. He was first team All ACC in 2024 as well. So first 2 years at Middle Tennessee State, then first team All ACC in 24 and 25. Definitely has the credentials. Apparently, it's supposed to be a second round pick, apparently, according to NFL.com. However, he goes late first round.
You think the Texans reached a little bit here or now?
I don't think so. I think second rounders that are projected like that can always go late first round. And I think you put it pretty well. I mean, C.J. Stroud was running for his life.
He was.
In a majority of their games they played last year. So I think an offensive tackle a guard or anyone on the O-line is really needed. So they do get their guy, or at least they think they get their guy in Rutledge. So I
do see it. I see the vision.
So the Dolphins, they have their pick in currently, meaning the Buffalo Bills are on the clock. And you know what? I want to get your opinion, Harley. Who are they taking?
Oh, God.
Who are the Bills
left?
taking?
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
The Fins.
I'm gonna reference Will's computer here.
That's probably not the best reference.
Yeah, no, I ain't going with that one.
It's saying the Bills up there. It's saying the Dolphins on here.
Could it be an Omar Cooper? Well, yeah, the Dolphins pick is in, so technically they're not on the clock. Omar Cooper is someone I think could go. I think they go wide receiver, right? They got to. Like, it would make no sense if they don't go wide receiver. Like, I think, who do they have at wide receiver, man?
I don't know. We haven't had a curveball in a while, so maybe the Dolphins will do it.
Quarterback. Sorry.
I would be
kidding.
stunned if another quarterback got named. If someone like Nussmeier got taken in the first round, I think everybody in this room would be shocked.
Nick, what if Drew Aller goes to the Seahawks? What would you do?
We're just gonna hope that doesn't happen. So I don't say anything. Unducanable.
I mean, you got your franchise quarterback.
Final live stream on DSTV says something unducanable.
You have your franchise quarterback, and I can't even believe I'm about to say this. It's Sam Darnold.
Yeah. This is the ironic part. So, again, I still feel like Seattle will trade out of the first round, but I mean, we're getting closer, and no calls have been made. A lot of switching around of the picks here, as the Bills and Houston swap their picks, actually. And then we got Chiefs.
These last few rounds have taken a little while. Like, I've been noticing it. Like, they've been.
It usually does
a little slow down a little bit.
Towards the end of the first round.
Yeah, that's fast.
They always bring like
First few
a quick
rounds,
middle.
now we're on pick
The,
what?
the next couple rounds.
27?
The next couple rounds will fly.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. But overall, I think this has been a really good first-round draft day. Yeah, like I was saying before, I think that the crowd's not immensely huge, considering too that we're watching a lot of people walk away.
And 10:40 at night on a Thursday night too.
Yeah. It's really 10:40.
Yeah,
10:40 on a nice warm April night.
Yep.
Couldn't ask to be anywhere else, honestly.
Amen, brother. That
Looking
is.
forward to reach up to about 80 tomorrow. You know.
I
I got some sunburn on my arms.
We got
we got
Roger
to talk about
Goodell
it.
coming up for the to make the Bills pick.
Here we go on official
I'm shooting my shot early.
The Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson.
Dang it.
Not even close. Not even close.
I was not close.
Oh, yeah. Chris Johnson from San Diego State.
Yeah, Aztecs.
He's the pick, yeah. By the way, I do want to point out, we got some stuff up on him. It is pretty cool. I look out there right now in the beer cave or whatever. What was it?
Yeah, the Beer Cave Museum and
Yeah,
right on the
that
North Shore
is
here. Yeah.
pretty bumping right now. There's people chilling there, like watching the drafts.
Just having a good time.
They're having a cold one. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to
Having
see.
a $20 beer.
Yeah, no. Well,
Listen,
me
nobody
and
said
Harley
the
went
draft
out.
is
for the
cheap.
vlog.
Me and Harley went to check it out today, and
Kind of disappointed, I won't lie.
we went up, and the beers were $24.
For a tall guy, $24.
It wasn't even like it was. Yeah.
I did find it.
There's not that much
So,
Took me
choice.
forever
I
to
mean,
find.
really, for the record, like, you gotta, like, dude, you pay, what do you pay, like 18 bucks at the,
Showing the pads
where?
on the big screen.
Yeah, I don't think
I just
they're-
want to point out.
I don't think they traded up, though.
I think
Well,
they traded
we were
out,
at-
actually.
we were at
The Buffalo-
31.
The
They traded
Buffalo
out
Bills.
out of the first round. The Bills got 31.
Oh, actually,
Pats are on the
they
clock.
swapped
Pats are
28
on
and
the
clock. Pats are on the
31.
clock.
All
The
right.
New England Patriots.
And
I
what it looks
will.
like,
I like where we're
Fire
at
your
right
shot.
now. I like the fact that we got a solid wide receiver room right now. I think we could use it. I think we could use an offensive tackle, another offensive tackle. Maybe find an edge rusher as well. We do need that desperately. Our defense our defense obviously struggled in the Super Bowl, as you could tell. So I mean, you can't really go wrong here. I mean, wide receiver, offensive tackle, edge rusher. You need all three.
so the pick is in for the Patriots. The Chiefs are on the clock. That is what mixed us up. However, the trade
Very quick.
is that the Patriots, and do not look at my computer screen, will, because I'm probably going to get this spoiled.
He's going to get spoiled.
I'm actually just gonna throw my draft hat for this
Oh.
special occasion.
Oh,
You know what?
yes,
We gotta highlight the hat a
sir.
little bit.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. He's already.
Here we go.
Here's Roger Goodell with the pick.
The 2026 NFL Draft. The New England Patriots select Caleb Lomu.
Oh. Lomu.
Oh, they go the tackle.
How you take
Utah.
it,
I didn't even
Utah.
catch his
Utah.
name. I gotta.
Caleb Lomu.
All right.
Okay.
It's a definitely interesting one,
Hey,
as
nope.
described here.
Nope.
Very much more of a run blocker, but a great lead blocker.
We
So
do,
an interesting
we
take
do
here.
need that. I like this pick now.
That's an emotional man too.
No sack.
Letting the emotions flow after being picked by the Patriots. Good for him.
There's definitely a lot more emotion, I'd say, at
No
home.
sacks allowed, 2 hits, 6 hurries. I mean, according to Donovan's notes, he can be a good lead blocker. He's not great on blitz pickups, but that can be adjused. He did get shifted around at Utah a lot, but again, I mean, you had his teammate Spencer Fano be picked up earlier on in the draft. So obviously they do well at the offensive tackle position.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, again, a lot of it was talked about. You get a very physical, very solid run blocker, but unfortunately where it's going to be, the pass protection is going to be one of those things where it's going to take some time, is kind of the view here with a guy like Caleb Lomu, but there is stuff to be optimistic about. And I think the other thing that's interesting is there's no real rush to essentially throw him out to the wolves here with Caleb Lomu. You know what I mean? Because you have that contract. You got that veteran in Morgan Moses, who we probably will learn under.
You got Morgan Moses
and Will Campbell on the other side.
Elijah Tucker, Will Campbell. Now you got Caleb Lomu. I like where this offensive line's at. I love the protection that Drake May has right now. Again, if they can maybe pick up a little bit on the run blocking, and I mean, May's obviously had a bunch of time to be able to throw the ball downfield. You add an elite wide receiver like A.J. Brown onto that mix. I think the Pats are right back where they are at the end of last season.
I can see it. There's a vision there, and I actually, for a second, I didn't hear the name, and I thought it was Cole Strange all over again. But honestly, for what it's worth, I like a lot what I see here from him. Again, it's gonna take time, but again, you're going to a situation where there's no rush. I think this is a great move.
So, I don't know if we got to the quotes for Jalen Tyson.
We have not got no quotes for Tyson.
All right, so let's get to my apologies, Jordan Tyson. So Jordan Tyson, on what his brother Jalen down, I can't understand what Tyson was for a second here. So Tyson, the experience being on the stage, seeing all the people gave me motivation to keep going and be my best self. And Tyson said that we got all the right pieces to at least win our division, where we can go farther. I think we'll be just fine.
I see it.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll get to that in a second. I want to get to Caden Proctor now. I said it feels wonderful. The team took a shot on me. It's still surreal to me. I'm going to be full of intensity and communication for them. Then regarding tradition, I feel like I want to work to carry that winning, hard work, toughness, and grit from Alabama into Miami. So, it's kind of general from the quotes from Tyson and Proctor. General reactions.
I'll take the Tyson one here as someone whose dad's a lifetime Saints fan. I do agree with him here. And another one that actually was interesting for me was he said, I love football too much to disrespect the game. This is a guy who, despite all the adversity he's had, he loves what he does. And I think the intensity and the resilience matches, again, what Olave is, but with speed and flair and a speed and deep threat ability to the outside. And I think this is something I love to see. As for Proctor, I'll let Will take it over here. I think there's a lot to be optimistic about.
Before we do get to Will for the
is.
Proctor, here's the final details for the Patriots-Bills trade. Patriots got pick number 28. Bills get pick number 31 and 125.
Hey, I don't hate that trade. I mean, we move up, we grab a solid offensive tackle out of Utah, and I mean, we don't give up we give up one later round pick. I don't hate that.
Yeah. So with regards to the Proctor text, not text. Well, we got them in for text, but quotes. Thoughts on that, because like he talked about the tradition. You know, Alabama has a winning tradition. He hopes to bring that into Miami.
You know, I honestly thought he was one of the best offensive tackles to be taken out of this draft. And you go to a place like Miami, a place where they need offensive line help. I mean, I think you're really able to make a huge name for yourself there.
I like it. I mean, overall, especially because again, we were getting to the back picks. I was waiting for someone to drop a dud, like even on the Malachi Lord, on the grading here from CBS. I've been using CBS while they've been probably a lot smarter in using ESPN. I do love some of the takes though. I mean, I guess like for me, again, Browns, another A+ grade with Casey Concepcion, which I love. While there is an issue with the drop rate, but there is a lot to like.
Here we go, Kansas City making their pick.
Ooh, Peter Woods.
That's a solid pickup. I like that for them.
Peter Woods, a DT from Clemson.
He's ranked second at his position, so I'd say that's
Very
pretty,
talented
that's
guy.
Pretty dang good pickup.
If you like, there's a guy dressed as Andy Reid down there. That's terrific.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think that's Andy Reid. I don't think he'd be sitting in the middle of the stands.
Nah, I can't say it is,
No,
but
It's really impressive.
No, that's not Andy Reid. That's Andy Red.
oh, and another shocking
Andy
development.
Big Red.
We'll talk about Peter Woods in a second.
Yeah, I like that.
The
No,
Jets,
that's Randy Reid.
the
I got
Niners
Andy
traded
Reid.
out of the
I gotta give
first.
that to you. That's bad.
Yes, so the Niners straight out. They are.
And the Jets are back in.
Oh wow.
But
Jets, yeah, so the Jets are on the clock.
we'll quickly talk about it as before the Jets one. To quote Donovan here, I love this about Peter Woods. You do not want to face this guy one-on-one. I mean, you want to talk about the Chiefs making some quick and maybe not the sexiest additions, but man, are they unbelievably deep additions with Delane and now Peter Woods.
I'm really impressed with the Chiefs tonight.
I am too.
Great draft night for them.
They might be one of the biggest winners for me
They
on
went
night
out
one.
and they were aggressive.
They're pretty good, man. They're good.
They went out and they made an aggressive move, Harley.
And this is just day one too. Like,
And
there's
honestly,
a lot more to come.
one of the more underrated ones, I want to take one of my biggest winners here. I'm saying it right now, Cleveland Browns. I love the two picks they have
you
made
picked
here.
up Fano and
Casey
you got
Concepcion.
Really,
and I got to be honest. I hate to give the Browns fans some strays. It's weird. It's rare that we say they had a good first round of the draft.
It really is. No, it is funny because
I
they
hope
actually do a decent job like in the mid rounds, but they're really bad. They've like been historically bad in the first round.
It hasn't been great for them.
And I feel like these are the right these were the right moves. It's very underrated.
They've never had it easy.
I mean,
it's coming around.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Interesting one here. Do we
got
think
Mandalorian
this is
Jets over here?
I think I just saw the.
Did he just get spoiled?
No. This is like apparently there was a
You're a JTS
per
Jets delay.
rap sheet while the Cowboys were on the board with the number 20 pick. The Steelers were on the phone with Makai Lemon.
Oh no!
Informing him. Let me confirm this real quick.
As the Jets are picking right now.
Yeah.
2026 NFL Draft. The New York Jets select Omar Cooper Jr.
Oh, and there he goes.
Wow.
The Jets get their wide receiver, Omar Cooper.
There you go.
Now I got it.
That was a passionate reaction from the Jets fans over there.
Now I do have to be honest. I feel like the Jets are somewhat in a similar position at wide receiver as the Eagles. I mean, you drafted a guy in the first round at wide receiver to replace your current guy who could honestly be on the outs. I mean, AJ Brown. It's been known that he's been on the outs for a while, and now you got to look at Garrett Wilson, who I don't really think wants to be in New York anymore.
So I want to talk for a second about that Eagles story I had brought up.
Yep.
This is from Ian Rappaport. With the Cowboys on the board at number 20, the Steelers were on the phone with Makai Lemon, informing him they'd take him at number 21. However, the Eagles tried calling Lemon while he was on the phone with the Steelers. The Eagles then moved quickly to jump the Steelers for Makai Lemon.
No shot. So what I'm hearing is they called Makai Lemon. He didn't answer
because he was on the phone with the Steelers.
And so they then immediately called Dallas and made that trade. That's insane.
So the Steelers were forced to pivot pretty quickly there because they had called Makai Lemon and said, "Hey, we want you. We know the team before us is not taking you. We want you." And then the Eagles, it was pretty sudden when it happened too. Like, we were shocked. And the Eagles literally swooped in and took Makai Lemon. That is unbelievable. That is bamboozling of the highest regard.
Very wild decision. And oh my goodness, another trade. The Titans are back into the first round.
It never ends. So,
My goodness, the Bills trade out of the Bills trade for the third time in the first round and just trade out of it altogether.
So,
man, they must have picked up a lot of draft capital for doing
I gotta
that.
be honest with you.
But a
this
very
pick
interesting decision.
This is ridiculous. There's so many I don't know what's happening right now. This is crazy. I'm working again to find another trade here.
As we're getting ready while you're looking for that. Omar Cooper, I want to talk about him for a minute. I love his route running. He is very talented, and I'm looking forward to it.
So the Bills trade pick number 31, 69, and 165 to the Titans for picks number 35, 66, and 101.
Wow.
So the Titans trade back 4 spots, however, come out with 2 higher picks in that swap of 3 draft picks. So
Do you think it's interesting here? They have now essentially traded out of the first round, and in turn, they picked up 2 day 2 picks and 2 day 3 picks as a result.
yeah.
It's definitely
Overall,
an interesting
it's pretty wild.
100%. No, I have to agree with you there. The Bills are setting themselves up for they're going to have a lot of draft picks, and I mean a lot of draft picks.
So, Will, we talked about it today. You set the line at 2.5 trades.
I did, yeah.
This has obliterated that number.
Oh, yeah.
See, now I knew it was a dangerous game playing the under on anything.
Why would you do especially
especially on day 1 of the NFL draft? Look, I've had a lot of bad calls this
is this hand up accountability type moments?
Look, I need to throw some hand up accountability
is great.
I think it takes a strong person to show some hand up accountability when they know they made a mistake.
And
right.
you know what? We have both taken hand up accountability tonight. Harley has yet to take hand up accountability for trying to hit me with his earbuds.
and I admire the fact that you were brave enough to show some hand up accountability.
Also, Harley, apparently your mic is still not on.
I keep turning it off.
Why are you? Okay. Just keep talking.
You guys are carrying the show, man.
Yeah, you're picking it up. He's picking it up.
It's all good.
But the Titans will be picking right now.
Because Don is like texting me.
Congratulations, you set a record for the first night of the draft.
Oh.
We broke a record.
320,000 people at tonight's NFL draft.
Now just imagine getting home.
Good luck.
NFL record.
320,000 people in Pittsburgh.
The Tennessee Titans select Keldrick Falk, defensive end, Auburn.
By the way, with the announcement of 320,000 people, we will not be going home for a very, very long time tonight.
Yep. It's going to take us a while.
No rush.
Yep. No rush at all.
Donovan Cranage.
And Donovan has
Shout out Donnie C.
arrived. We have been very much using his notes tonight. Kendrick Falk, as he was rated as number 50 on his big board.
Don, are you proud to see all your papers just spewed out across this desk here?
Funny story, I was in the crowd, no service, and my phone was bugging all night, so I am very glad that I could be of some use. And there's took me a while, so I hope they've been of use to you.
No, they've been a lot.
We are going to get your videos loaded on here pretty quickly here. I'm going to upload them to Box, and we're going to get them on for your reactions. Because now, of course, they started to come through once the crowd started to dissipate a little bit.
And don't worry, we also still got one more set of interviews of Donovan's to play before the night wraps up, as we are here on the final pick of the first round, as it is my team. And I am very curious to see what happens now.
Are you low-key able to play one of the videos? Or give your Seattle thoughts first and then play one of
Okay, hold on. Is this
Think we got enough time for it?
Well, let's find out.
That was the Freebird show.
Yeah, we'll definitely have time for it.
Quickly, if they do end up going here,
We'll dump out.
CJ Allen. I'm going to say linebacker CJ Allen. So we're going to play a video and then, oh, never mind.
Nope. No, wait a second. That's round 2, pick 1.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay,
Fine, the
play.
pick is in. We'll be right back.
Roll it.
And who do you want the Ravens taking in the first round this year? Diego Owane from Penn State. All right, love it. Thank you. Who do you want the Lions to take in the first round this year?
I think we're going to go offensive line because we got to protect Goff.
Who do you want the 49ers to take in the first round this year?
Well,
to be honest, if I want them to take someone, hopefully it'll be an O-line, maybe a guard, maybe a center. With us having the 27 pick, it's going to be a pretty slim pickings.
So someone on the offensive line.
Somebody on the offensive line. What happened with Seattle can't happen again.
All right, thank you.
Oh, ready? Here we are.
We're back. Well, we are going to play some of Donovan's reactions after this.
We will.
So stay tuned for that, and we'll have a little bit of post-draft coverage because literally we're not getting out of here
anytime
right
soon.
This. Yeah, there are 320,000 people in the next 3 hours are trying to get home. I don't want to be one of those people.
We just can't.
I am surprised that Seattle didn't trade out of the first round here, though, for a take here because, again, we only have 4 draft picks. A first, a second, a third, and a sixth. Most of those picks ended up leaving because of the trade with the Saints. Gave up our 4th and 5th for Rashid Shaheed. Well worth it. Re-signed him. It's all worth it. It just don't have a lot of draft capital, so every pick is going to have to be the right one, essentially. They can't afford to make one small mistake through this, especially this first one. So I'm hoping they take a guy like C.J. Allen. Linebacking depth has always been an issue, and I'd love to see him.
Nick, can you get some hand-up accountability for falsely thinking that the 49ers traded for the pick?
I did. I can't. I got fooled.
Here we go.
Hey, I started this movement that we all got the hand-up accountability.
Harley, can you have some hand-up accountability?
Yeah, I just did earlier.
There we go. Hey, no, he had hand-up accountability.
You need the right hand up.
All right.
There we go. Right
Actually,
hand
I
up.
didn't even know.
Right
I didn't know Kendrick Falk was here.
I'm left-handed. Sorry.
You're left. I'm a lefty.
I'm
Wait, you're a
taking
lefty?
hand accountability. Yeah, we talked about this.
Holy crud!
You
All right.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you scooped
I
mac and
guess
cheese
we
for
probably forgot it. I forgot about
Yeah,
this.
I would.
Wow.
What a great.
You don't
Lefties.
No. I'm just saying that's interesting.
Will's judging me for scooping mac and cheese. with my left hand.
Wow.
No, I'm just saying that's interesting. I never said I was judging.
What a night. And ladies and gentlemen,
We got the
Time for
from pick
the final
number
pick.
1
got
of Fernando
next team
Mendoza, we ended with pick number 2, the Super Bowl winners, Seattle Seahawks, as they are going to need to address some big
They
questions.
select Drew Aller.
Let's
God,
see
please no.
if Nick
Please,
will-
God, no.
Abe Klubnik.
Let's see if Nick's going to react
Please,
the same
God,
way.
no.
Klubnik.
When
No
the
clue.
Seahawks won.
No, I say you go down the Patriots route of the 2010s and you draft a long snapper out of Holy Cross with your first
You know
round pick.
what?
I forgot that. I forgot the thing that happened. That's actually
Let's
really
see
funny.
Let's see if Nick reacts the same way he did at the Super Bowl win.
Yeah. It'd be pretty crazy.
Let's see it.
I'm going to
Let's see it.
speak it into existence. Either Jermad McCoy or C.J. Allen. I get to use one more graphic I made tonight.
What? All right.
You did. You see, he said Brandon Cisse in the draft notes here.
Hey, Donovan, have you put any of your picks yet for?
And here we go.
Who's gonna be the next pick on ESPN?
All right, guys.
The
here we
final
go.
pick of the
No,
first round.
4 out of 16.
There we go.
Hey, 25,
Silence.
25%.
Wow, man.
The Seahawks making a final pick of the first
Should we
round.
hold Nick?
Nah, I'm good.
Continue recognizing our long-standing partnership with Make-A-Wish, this World Wish Fund. I'm thrilled to be joined by Dylan, a huge fan of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, who bravely battled a brain tumor and is now a 2-time cancer survivor.
Congrats to him.
Good for him. That he's announcing this round.
This is a wish
Good for him that he's announcing this round.
and a chance to take part in one of the most exciting moments in our league. Dylan, when you're ready, what's going on? What's on?
He's
I love
pumped.
that.
You're so happy.
Dylan is pumped.
I'm so excited to be here representing 12.
That mic was not meant to survive.
It was not.
It wasn't ready.
All right, here we
How you
go.
liking the sound on this one?
I gotta say, Goodell didn't have that much energy all night.
Here we go.
Nope. is.
Whoa. Really?
All right.
Dorian Price, a running back out of Notre Dame.
All right, here's the reasoning. I get it. I'm not super stoked about it, but I get it. Here's what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, for anyone wondering, our biggest loss was for me, my biggest loss was losing Kobe Bryant. I'm still gutted by that. That one hurts me forever. But our biggest loss was K9. He left, took the third highest contract of a running back ever to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, $15 million a year. And the only other running back projected within, I would say, most of day two in terms of a lot of draft boards, at least from what I saw, like very quick scans, was Jadarian Price. And unfortunately, Seattle's running back room is decimated right now, and I mean it, because K9's gone. Charbonnet's recovering from a torn ACL. He's probably not going to be ready until probably halfway through this season. And their two running backs are George Holani and Emmanuel Wilson. So,
you know what?
I do get it.
I think it's pretty awesome and very unique. Two running backs from the same school, the only two running backs selected in tonight's first round.
And I will finish it up with graphics here with one more, the last one of the bunch, as we made a top 5 running backs. Ironically, it was interesting when he was rated
Shout
as
out Katron Allen, Penn State legend.
Emmett Johnson, in Donovan's case, was rated higher than Jadarian Prince, which I like. I'm very excited for Price. I really am. So I was hoping Mike Washington personally, but I do like the addition of Jadarian Price to this team.
All right, so let's go while you are getting I put in box Donovan's reactions. So if you could do me a solid and get those videos.
Let me go to a quick break as I get those up. And when we come back, we will compile the videos.
Will we compile?
And welcome back, everybody. Nick Fernbaugh here, but I'm only going to talk for a little bit. I'm going to turn it over to Donovan, who has been in the crowd watching it, and unfortunately having a lot of technical difficulties. I feel so bad. You're doing a lot of great work. We're getting the videos up. I'm working like a bat out of hell trying to get these working. But Donovan, talk about your experience first, and then talk about your thoughts of how the draft has gone so far.
Well, the experience was great, but also frustrating with the technical difficulties. It didn't help that I didn't have any service, on top of the fact that my phone was bugging out of its mind. I think it was just overstimulated. I was trying to send videos upon videos, and I don't think it worked out. But in terms of the draft, it's a great time. It's my favorite day of the year, so to be up close and in person yet again was an incredible experience. There's a ton of picks that I liked early on. Mansour Delane, when the Chiefs traded up, I didn't even think about that as a possibility, but I absolutely love it for them. They lost 3 corners, and they went in and got the top corner in this class in Delane. The NFC East was cooking tonight, which I really hate to say as an Eagles fan. Obviously, I am a huge fan of the Mekhi Lemon pick. I think that pretty nail in the coffin that A.J. Brown has been traded. Me and Jack talked about that on the 215 Sports Show, that if they draft a receiver tonight, it's that nail in the coffin, and it happened. In terms of the other NFC East picks, Caleb Downs to the Cowboys. It's such a good fit, and that is why I hate it, because it's the Cowboys. You're right. They took our pick at 23, Malachi Lawrence. I'm a huge Malachi Lawrence fan. I thought that was a little bit of a reach. It's your guy, it's your second pick, so it is what it is at that point. Sonny Styles to the Commanders. I had that happening in my mock draft. I think that's a beautiful fit for them. They need to replace that Bobby Wagner, Mike linebacker, off-ball sort of leader on that defense. He's young, he's explosive, he's versatile. He'll be there for a while. The Giants, Arvell Reese fell to them at 5. You have to take him. And similar to Sonny Styles, versatile, explosive. He can be an anchor on the defense, and he'll probably be on the defensive line a good amount with Abdul Carter, who was their 3rd overall pick last year. And then they took Francis Malinois, CC Malinois, the tackle out of Miami. That was an interesting pick. I really expected it to be either Caleb Downs or Reuben Bain, who we all saw fall. But I do like Malinois, and I think that was a solid pick. Speaking on Reuben Bain, I didn't know that his legal troubles or arm sizes were going to be taken that big into consideration as it was. He fell to the Buccaneers at 15, which, that is a
very surprising
scenario for the Buccaneers, because their pass rush was subpar, below average, whatever you want to call it, last year, and you got one of the best pass rushers in the class. So those were my big takeaways. There were some other picks. Ty Simpson completely caught me off guard. Akeem Mesidor I had in my mock, so I had to brag on that one. I thought 26 through 28 were all really questionable. Keelan Rutledge was, I think I had him as my 5th guard in the class, and as barely top 80 on my big board. So to see him go in the top 30 was insane. Chris Johnson was not one of 3 corners I thought it would be. I thought it would be McCoy, Colton Hood, or D'Angelo Pons.
All 3 who didn't even go in the first round, by the way.
Correct, which McCoy is going to be an absolute steal. I know those concerns are for his injury, and it actually came out that he might need another knee surgery before the season, so I guarantee that's why. But he is a heck of a player if he's healthy. And Caleb Lomu, I think the Patriots really needed pass rush help, but they're also very poor run blocking wise, and that's what Caleb Lomu can provide. So I think overall that wasn't a bad pick. Peter Woods to the Chiefs, and I think they nailed this draft. Getting Delane and getting Peter Woods to be that eventual replacement for Chris Jones was just really impressive.
I love that. Especially because we were talking about it for a minute when I read in specific the one thing you said about Peter Woods, in which you said you do not want to face this guy one-on-one. And I truthfully do believe that.
This guy's tape, let me tell you, it blew me away, and I actually ended up moving him a little bit further down on my mock draft, or my big board, and I might have to wrap it up to prospect fatigue, because he was one of the first guys I watched, and he was just falling in big boards. But man, let me tell you, they got a steal at 29. He is crazy explosive. He's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, and you'll have him and Chris Jones together for a year or 2 possibly. So that's going to be a scary defense, and the Chiefs will be right back in it before you know it.
I hate to say that that's true, but it probably is. Overall, I think this has been just a phenomenal draft, and again, while I'm still unfortunately going through technical difficulties getting these clips up, they might have to come up tomorrow on the off chance. But I don't want to underestimate the impact that we've had 4 of us, me, Jack, Harley, and me, Jack, Harley, and Will up here. But I think lost within that, if it wasn't for people like Morgan Carr and Donovan, I feel like there would have been a lot more drowning on here than I think smooth sailing through this. So, it takes a whole unit to make this happen. And Donovan's notes here, guys, they're all just spread all out the table. It wasn't just for this. It helped make literally all those graphics were because of Donovan. So, you've done so much for tonight, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks.
Yeah. We're closing it out.
I think we are. You want me to close it out for tonight, or do you want to close out since you will not be back tomorrow?
I was going to say I'll not be back tomorrow. I'll take this one.
I'll let you take it.
Will you be here, Nick?
I will.
All right.
Now duty calls, man. Ooh. All right. No, we'll get in here, please.
Yeah, get yourself.
Come on, man.
You know, I'm sliding here for
Come on, man. Get behind me. Nick, you're not in the shot.
Oh, dang. It's fine.
Just get behind me.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God. I literally want you to get... This is, ironically, so I just want to put this out there. For all intents and purposes, this is my final DSTV stream ever.
Wow.
It is.
That's Nick's like, oh, I'll sit over there. I'm like, no, come over here. So I just want to thank everyone for supporting us over the years, supporting me, and wherever I go next, I don't plan on being off air. I'm going to be I'm still going to be around. You can still find me on my Twitter at I'm Jack on the Call, and on other social media platforms, man. Excited to see what the next chapter is for me. But for all, this is my final one on DSTV. I want to thank everyone, not just you 4, but everyone that's graduated, yet to graduate. And we'll continue to grow DSTV. I have no doubt this will continue to be in a special place on Duquesne's campus. But that'll do it for night 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft. Live from Radio Row. It's been a blessing, an honor, and a privilege. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night, and they will see you tomorrow. Someone's got to get the...
I don't know how to
I
do
forgot.
this.
I don't have the mouse.
You guys got to tell me how to do this.
Transition.